one, stream. Oh, god damn it. Fuck it.
I just want to call some folks out. That Albert has League of Legends playing, and Eddie's playing Knights of the Old Republic. Good choice. But you know,
how do you know that?
Discord shows you, dude. Discord is the ultimate snitch.
Damn.
Well, that's why I have that disabled, because I am actually playing League too. But you didn't know that.
You just outed yourself, bro.
Disrespectful little boys.
Hey, listen, all right? I know how to have a conversation.
My game should be over. The other team is just trash.
God damn it. Oh, the other team is always the ones who are trash.
No, like our Nexus. Oh no, don't get me wrong. My team is also trash, but they didn't end, and our Nexus is fully free.
Damn. Bro,
and they have tanks, and we don't. Like,
I'm questioning trash at this point.
All right, Gerardo, let me know when.
It's ARAM.
I'm actually just gonna mute you guys and
we're live. Oh, holy shit!
So
wait,
all right, guys. Oh, that's good.
Hello,
everybody. Welcome back to the Weird Travelers. It's been a while. We missed you. How have you guys been? How's the kids? How's the wife? So right now, listen here, Tristan. All right, I don't need you laughing at the words that I'm saying, because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you know, sometimes I don't even know what the words that I'm saying are.
I didn't know they had a wife.
Oh,
or that they were even a male or female or.
Well, I mean, how dare you assume?
Never mind. You're right. Continue. Go ahead.
Do we all want to just go around the circle and answer Eddie's question individually, or?
Wait, what the fuck, bro? Like, listen here, Cody. Like, you know, when I say we're just gonna hang out and talk, bro, like, you know, it just means we're gonna hang out and talk. But all right, now on to business. Let me get in my comfy position in my here chair at home, looking at my lizards.
To the very structured agenda that we are going to participate in today.
Well, listen, we have one question for this entire podcast, and that is what you think of your character so far in the campaign. So, Cody, since you are the first person on this party list here, because your name just so happens to start with an A, and you know, why not? Why don't you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to make Aberdeen, and you know, what kind of drives Aberdeen, and like what you think of Aberdeen as a person so far?
You don't want me to talk first, because I'm definitely going to talk for the longest.
I mean,
I can eat.
Listen, Cody. Like, you know, if
we all got our own little things we can do. So yeah, go ahead.
Hey, high key, what I like, you know, I could just go put in a load of laundry right now, Cody. If like, you know, that's something you really want me to do. But like, you know, if you want, like.
So we'll just give you the floor for like a solid 30 minutes if you want.
I figured if Eddie's hosting, you know, I'll be like bouncing it off him or like.
Well, no, yeah, obviously we're gonna bounce it off each other. All right, so
we're a professional stream. We keep it professional.
Exactly, 100%, always.
Yeah,
always professional. Nothing but. But Cody, what inspiration did you take upon in making Aberdeen, and like, you know, his character style and his personality? Like how did you land on that personality?
So I didn't start from any like one specific like source of inspiration. I kind of pulled those in a little bit later. I started off with this vision of like a Vidalcan like spy type of like sleuthy badass guy. That just like that was kind of my starting point. I've always liked Vidalcans. Like a fan of Magic the Gathering.
So you like them
frankly,
blue?
I like them blue.
Frankly, you like them big?
Oh yeah, big and lanky.
Yeah. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah.
I read the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica when it came out, and Vidalcan racial abilities are fucking insane. They're so good. Like you just get always on abilities that other races get as like dailies.
All right, so what you're saying is you chose a Vidalcan for boring reasons, and like those boring power plays, bro. Like, come on.
No. I've always liked the Vidalcan as a race. I like their particularness, and that they like. I guess they're described as being kind of like unemotional and like dispassionate, but I like taking that and turning it into someone who's slightly neurotic. Okay. So my original idea was like this like sleuthy guy, a Vedalken character. I looked into Rogue over and over and over again because obviously the like default for what class like Aberdeen would obviously be a rogue given like his whole story and everything. I just don't like the rogue class. I know it's a popular class. I do not like it. It just honestly not having multi-attack or like things like that. Like I wanted somebody a little bit more like hefty than a rogue. And the variant class features UA had just come out, like the Unearthed Arcana, the unofficial it was the Coast playtest stuff, and they had support for dexterity based fighters in there, and so that kind of kicked me over to fighter. And I originally was going to use just the fighting styles and go with the psychic warrior, and I obsessed over it and went down the like battle master rabbit hole. And battle masters are just fucking awesome. You just have something for everything.
All right, so enough of the semantics, though. Tell us about like the personality of Aberdeen. How did you like land on that? Like, because so as you've said, and anybody can really chime in with like any follow-up questions if you guys want. I don't have to be the only one questioning too. But Aberdeen, Abby is very like emotional and very kind of like neurotic type of dude. As you were saying that you like kind of converting that into like tell us about Abby.
So his character came from, I think, like a mixture of a lot of things, like a lot of media that I like, and trying to make a character that also could kind of feel like a little bit like myself as well. I mean, most of his, obviously, like everything he says is just off the cuff, right? Like I'm not planning out what his response to Mika saying something weird is going to be. But I try to like put myself in this space of being like taking his high intelligence and his background and what he knows about the gangs and his the way he's very analytical, and also trying to mix in like I rolled my stats early, so I had a lot of time to make sure that every number on the character sheet, every proficiency, every lack thereof, every ability score, they all are reflected by his personality or his actions or his past in some way. So I tried to pick somebody who was like smart, but not always thinking things through to like their fullest. And as far as like, I don't know, like as far as like things like his voice, I really like Attack the Block, and like
great movie.
Yeah, great movie. Like Attack the Block, Kingsman. Like I listen to Loyal Carner a lot. Like I listen to Loyal Carner to like get myself in the headspace of him, and like
sort of like that Cockney British stuff, like the kind of like quick-witted sounding British voices,
Yeah, and that's kind of where I try to like take that from. I know like Michael Caine and like Idris Elba are like the main ones there, but I try to go a little more like of a younger mindset with him, even though with Vedalken years are weird and he's like way older than everybody else. I kind of took him from all over the place, and then like the first couple sessions like kind of started getting a feel for like I just kind of learned his trait of like blurting out information, and like either lying and completely diverting from the truth or giving the full truth, right? Like he's generally not a man of half truths. Like it's like, okay, it's time to tell you, here's everything. Like, and trying to like get into that, I kind of just found that it wasn't really planned out.
All right, now how do you feel about Aberdeen, and did you expect for Aberdeen to at any point in his creation to be the dad of the group?
Absolutely not. I did not want to be the brooding rogue, even though like I'm not a rogue, but I am the party rogue. I absolutely did not expect that. And like you call him the party dad, I've said that it feels like being the oldest cousin at the kids' table at a family reunion. Where
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. But I mean, wouldn't you guys agree that Aberdeen is totally the party dad?
100%. Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Like it's gotten to the point like it is hard for me not to talk to him first before everyone else. Like.
Yeah. Oh wait, Stuart.
True, the character commands a lot of attention. I really do give respect, props, man.
Wait, Stuart, you said I don't think so. What makes you say that?
I mean, he doesn't have to take charge of everyone. I think there's some characters that can perfectly handle themselves. It's just.
Well, I mean, it's not that he has to take charge of everybody.
Right.
It's that he kind of feels inclined to, you know.
I'm gonna jump in front of Eddie there. Wait, all right, Albert, what were you saying? I have something to say.
So it's not necessarily that I think he feels inclined to like take point or anything. It's just that I feel that it's what ends up happening. If that makes sense.
I'm not saying he's inclined to, but like,
so
this is just the salt from my character. That's all.
We're not being our characters.
I know, but still.
Hang on to speak as the player and not as the character. I have pretty much always been a DM, and I like tried to almost like mental exercise myself into not having what you'll see people bitch about online. It's like main character syndrome, and I actively try not to do that. But in session 1, the story that we were dropped into was the backstory that I wrote. And I like went from like, okay, gotta be like I'm like try to fight the rules lawyer in your head, like you're used to being the DM, you're used to talking half the time and everybody else combined talking the other half, like fight this, and we're immediately like, all right, this is your gang affiliation, this is your this. And so I've felt like in a lot of situations my character is the one closest to the eye of the storm, basically.
Yeah.
And I think that's been a lot of what I've been trying to avoid, like doing that, but also like dealing with Charles and shit. Like that's like Aberdeen has to step up, right? Like it's that's like everything that he's about and everything that he like came from.
I think to
like,
mold my point a bit.
Like, so
Also,
for me,
Okay.
Cody, this is a note from Gerardo. You're saying a lot?
Yep, got that. Fuck you.
so part of me will also take a little bit of blame for that. I guess the starting point of the game really fit more for his character than everyone else, because essentially the information that I got for all the other characters was they don't really want to be in District 3, whereas or District or Windbreak at all, right? So whereas like Aberdeen actively has story in the town that we're in. So I don't know.
I think that makes sense, and that's like that's why I've been like, I guess the face of the party, the dad of the party. I think it's fun. I have no problem with the position, but as like a player, it is something that I like constantly walk away from every session. Like, God, I didn't just trample people, did I? Fuck.
All right. Now, Cody, in your opinion, if there was a rules lawyer or a what are the other tropes of D&D? I can't remember. I remember rules lawyer, murder hobo, and there was another one. I can't remember. Remind me.
That guy.
And that guy. So, from the people in our party, who comes closest to rules lawyer, in your own opinion?
Me, for sure.
You think you? Okay.
Absolutely.
Who is the most murder hobo?
You.
It might be Eddie. I went and killed Martin, but I will sit here and I will defend that for the rest of the fucking night. That was the right call.
Chopped up a guy right away at the very first day.
Hey, listen, all right.
Yeah, it's Grimsby.
If we look at everything, Grimsby has actually not killed a single person.
You've just maimed a lot of people. Yeah, you just maimed and defiled a lot.
Yes, I did. So, but all right, and who is that guy?
I'm not going to say a person's name. I'm going to say a character's name, and it's obviously fucking Segrathoon.
Hang on. Now.
Hey!
Segrathoon
I need
that guy.
Reasons. I need reasons. Explanations.
Every session, there's something. There's like abandoning the fight at the bar. There's going up and talking to the kobold. There's like fucking off and bamfing away with the Vidalkin guy. And like I that's why I said specifically the character, because
I'm not like, offended about me. I just like
I feel like Segrathoon is written as as that guy's character, but not played by someone like that.
But no,
Because when it comes down to it, you'll pull something out, but in general, like it's fuck the party all day.
𝐵𝚔 is for sure a Chad, and he knows that he's a Chad, but he's okay that he's a Chad. that is the best way that I could describe 𝐵𝚔. But we'll talk about 𝐵𝚔 when it's time to talk about 𝐵𝚔. Welcome back, Matthew. But fucking all right. And last question for you, Cody. Just to make sure we get to talking to everybody. Who do you think is going to die first in this campaign?
I'm gonna give you two answers. I think it's because they're gonna die together. 𝐵𝚔.
Wait, hold on. Before you continue, I'll make it a two-parter question just to drag it out.
I'm sleeping. I can't.
Who do you think is gonna die first, and who do you want to die first?
I'm not gonna give want. That's fucked up. I'm not gonna answer that question.
Lame.
Who's gonna die first? It's a two-part question because they're gonna die together. 𝐵𝚔 and Aberdeen.
Really? Why do you think 𝐵𝚔 and Aberdeen are gonna die first?
Because we have this dynamic where we both fucking hate each other, but we both love each other, right? And like, if I can get like anyone down, like 𝐚𝐽𝐽 is always down, but if it was like a potential suicide mission, 𝐚𝐽𝐽 would ease up a little bit, right?
Oh, I was just thinking as you were saying that, like, as you guys run into like the crater, I'd stop at the edge of it, and I'm like, let me see how this plays out first.
Yeah, you're like Eldritch Blast is 120 feet. I can just blast from here. I just feel like Grimsey probably wouldn't be there. I mean, Fee generally runs the opposite direction whenever anything happens.
Wow.
And Tania's got that range on her crossbow. So look, check the receipts. Check the receipts, Matt.
You guys go off on your little adventures, and I show up for the after party. That's what happens.
So I'm saying if some dumb shit that's gonna get somebody killed happens, it's gonna be Aberdeen and 𝐵𝚔 doing it, and Aberdeen has a lot more hit points. So I think it's 𝐵𝚔 and then Aberdeen.
Wow.
Alrighty, cool. Cody, thank you for answering my random questions. Let us move on.
Can I ask one more?
Oh yeah, go for it, man. Anybody jump in, not just me.
Cool. I just wanted to ask, what part of yourself do you think really got absorbed into your character?
Good question.
Something that I did not think was going to be a part of Aberdeen is his love of like
Cookies.
Like that too. That was me. Okay, when Grim was telling the story about how his dad became impotent after a forging accident, and I completely ducked out of the entire, Aberdeen ducked out of the entire conversation to be like, what, did he get smashed? What happened to him, man? And just the blinking out and then asking a super inappropriate question just because he wants to know the story of it. That was completely on accident and has never been calculated at any point in time. It just kind of comes out. So I guess that, and I guess he's kind of a control freak, which I am as well. That's why I'm constantly worried about it.
I give you props for your improv. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Oh no, let me tell you, as the most narcissistic person in this group, Cody, you are fine. And not a single person can deny the fact that I'm literally the most narcissistic person in this group. Am I right? Am I right?
Deny that.
Oh, you're a fucking liar. That's what
You
you are.
died. Continuing.
Listen, all right. You can go ahead and lie to yourself all day, but everybody knows. But all right.
Wait. I need to interject here because I have just recently realized something. There's a Weary Traveler brewing company in Colorado.
Oh shit! Really?
That is pretty sick. That is pretty sick.
Is that
We should
copyright?
plan a trip out there and we'll live broadcast from there.
No, they're Weary Traveler Brewing. That's their name. So we're
Cool.
Send a link for a picture so that Jordan can put it in post or something. But all right, now moving on to Matthew. It is your turn. So first question of your round of questioning. What inspiration? Jesus fucking Christ, Dan! You just killed a tiger. Come on, bro. What would Joe Exotic think? Oh, God, I don't care about that. Why would the game fail you on that? Forget it. But right, I won't put it in post. Oh, you fucking suck, Jordan. But right, what inspiration brought you to Fee? But his personality, and I'm looking more for personality rather than like class and like play style. But answer that how you will.
So personality. So every D&D campaign I've played thus far, I've always been like how like every group always gets that like leader of the group, and like ours is Aberdeen clearly.
So that guy, yeah.
Yeah. So usually I end up playing that guy. So there was like an aggressive and there was an aggressive attempt to not try to be that and try to be an auxiliary character. So that was step one of Fee, and then step two of Fee was to try to. I realized I said not class, but this was legitimately an attempt to try to play a paladin as a paladin is supposed to be played, which I've thus far failed in every single aspect of my D&D career. So that was the second part of Fee, which is why at first he was this the strong silent type because he's trying to be reserved and do all these other things, and then he's after unicorns now. And then the third thing was sort of like the weird challenge aspect. A lot of my characters are very pre-planned, surprisingly. That might come to a surprise to some people. But yeah, Fee is very much. I kind of waited till the first session to develop who he was.
Oh, okay, so he's a spur of the moment character.
At first, yeah. Now I know. I kind of have a direction to go with him. I'm kind of scared about how similar I've made his personality to mine. So that is a problem at times. But yeah, that's the start of Fee, I guess.
Hey, I mean
don't know you.
Yeah, don't worry one bit about the spur of the moment characters though, because
oh no, I'm not worried about it. It was just like like a challenge thing, I guess, like or something, or just like to try something new, right?
Yeah. No, one of my favorite characters that I have played in all the years that I've been playing D&D is a character named Mel, and he was for sure a spur of the moment character, and he also made an appearance in our campaign as one of the sports announcers, which I thought was super cute, and that's why I had Grimsby hang out with him.
I lied. You are narcissistic.
Oh, I'm 100% narcissistic, dude.
Oh, yeah.
We literally we all know this, bro. Come on. But right.
Can I hop in for a follow-up?
Of fucking course, dude.
So Matt, you covered like what you didn't want Fee to be, but what have you like found that he is, right? Like you wanted him not to be this guy, not to be that guy. But like where in your head is he at?
Okay, yeah. So the character right now where he's at in my head is he's extremely self-centered. He does not give like Fee doesn't care about literally anyone in the party. Like he could not give a shit if all of you died and you guys re-rolled and he had to start this all over. Like not one big. Like
all right.
that's why like the last one where it's like I was like I'm safe. Like I'm cool. I don't need to go do anything. I'm fine. Like you guys are kind of fucked, but I'm fine and I'm still gonna get paid. So why do I care?
All right. All right.
That's just like that's currently his mentality. Not to say that it can't change.
Of course, as most great characters, you have great character development.
Yeah. And then also Papa Sugar is a new development of the character.
Isn't it?
Papa.
Somehow. So
That is hilarious.
I have this reoccurring character I like will always defact to in other stuff if I don't know what to do, and that's his name is Bardo, the bard. And somehow he always finds a way to worm his characteristics into every single one of my characters, and Papa Sugar really allows that right now. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Excellent. All right, and now same question from earlier. Who is the rules lawyer? Who is the murder hobo? And who is that guy? So let's start with the rules lawyer.
Rules lawyer is Segrathun, like hands down. Like he's the guy that's like, come on, like the fucking nerdy wizard. All right, you mean like character or like player?
Oh no, like the player.
The player?
Yeah.
Yes. No. Still.
It's still Stuart.
Yeah. Still Stuart.
Oh, what
like,
the fuck?
yeah. No, dude, you're the fucking rules lawyer. Like that. You're like what is it? You're like 𝕭Umbridge, right? You're really peppy on the outside, but God forbid someone steps a little too far over, you're gonna fucking crack down.
Is that a Harry Potter reference? What is that?
It is a Harry Potter reference.
Gotcha. Okay.
He has very strong character, and it's very defined. Let's just say that.
Dolores Umbridge is dope, though. Like it.
Yeah.
To give her credit where credit is due, she is dope. Like she's for sure a character that had some presence. But we'll talk about Harry Potter at a later date. All right. Now, who is the murder hobo of the party?
Eddie, I swear.
Currently, I would say, Tania or Mikus.
Tania?
What?
Tania?
I've been against that since the very beginning of the game.
and yet you've racked up the most assists out of everyone.
But I target non-lethal. Wait,
hold up. You target non-lethal and you throw grease balls at fire?
No, I throw grease balls, and the other guy is the one that throws the flames. And I target for legs and arms. I don't target.
It's like
for
all
heart
I
and
did
head.
was plant the bomb. Somebody else had the trigger.
It's supposed to make them slip and fall. My character's supposed to be cute. You know what? I'll talk about that later. No,
like you're the, in the movies when they're about to execute someone, you're like the guy that has like the thumb. They're like waving it up and down, and then you go down, and then the executioner kills them, right?
Yeah.
Like that's you. Like you still killed.
But you didn't get the inspiration from me crying.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking. You're clearly, and then.
Let's get a peek into the character sheet. What was that about?
Wait, whose character sheet?
Matthew's first character sheet.
Oh,
I dove to my death in flames to save fucking 𝓒, and that's why we're gonna die together. And fucking Fee gets inspiration. All right, I'm just saying.
I sense a little bit of salt there. But all right, so Matthew, to continue the question, who is that guy?
Oh, Eddie, you're that guy. That's easy.
What?
Yeah.
Mm.
What?
And the best part was I was muted for like I was AFK for all of Cody's answers, so these are just completely unhinged, like my own.
All right.
I'm not influenced by shit right now. Like it's you, dude.
All right. Why me?
I thought it was Mikus.
What the fuck? Well,
Mikus? No,
we'll get to your answer, Tristan.
I'll fucking throw more grease on the fire than fucking Tania towards the Eddie thing, but Mikus?
What?
Wait, when I understand that guy, I mean like the most random.
Who has the main hero complex?
Oh, I completely misunderstood that.
So for the noobs in the room, because I have no what the fuck you're talking about, I'm getting together right now. Can we go over what those archetypes are, what they mean?
Like that guy is like the edgy rogue guy who tries to like steal from the fucking party and like sneaks off alone and like doesn't participate in fights and just kind of generally fucks the party over because he doesn't realize it's a group game.
That's me then.
Too, Eddie. That's
hello.
Wait, I thought that's Stuart. Stuart was literally taking a nap in the middle of a battle. What the hell?
But 𝓒 gets tired easily and he has to just recuperate, okay?
Right, so you're that guy.
He's had the highest kill count in the party. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, all right, murdering unarmed children doesn't count.
Children.
Wait, what do you mean murdering unarmed children?
Children. We'll continue this when we get to 𝓒.
It's all love. It's all love.
We'll continue this when we get to 𝓒. But right, to answer your question, Michael, so that guy is what Cody just explained. A murder hobo is the person who's just really itching to pull that trigger, trying to get the highest body count possible, regardless of story. Nobody in this party really fits like the niche exactly, but everybody fits it to a certain degree. And finally, the rules lawyer is the person who's really anal about the rules of D&D and who makes it a point to be like, oh, actually, move water conjures 30 gallons of water instead of 20, like that type of thing.
Thank you for clarification.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But all right. And then I think I had a last. Oh, and who do you think is going to die first in the party?
Mickus.
All right. All right.
The thought process there is he's gonna fuck with Charlie a lot, and Charlie's gonna do some shit, and like it's not even gonna be like, yeah. Mickus is just he's gonna get himself into some trouble at some point. I just see that happening.
Yeah, I do accidentally instigate a lot.
But like trouble that we're just not aware of. So we're just gonna show up, go down. We're gonna wake up one morning and he's just gonna be fucking dead. Like,
excellent. Does anybody want to add any other question to our lovely friend here, Matthew?
Sure.
What is something that you like? Something about like Fee's personality, or something that you don't think has like come to the surface without
giving too much away.
Backstory. Yeah.
He's super loyal to people he trusts.
Okay.
And he's super loyal to like stuff he believes in.
Okay.
But that's about like the only code he really has. And it's not even like a code or like anything. It's just like an innate thing about like just how he's always lived his life, sort of thing.
Okay. So he's like a slow to trust, but once you've earned it, it's as thick as oak type of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if nobody has anything else, or let's move on to the next person. All right, who is gonna do the dubious honor of questioning me?
All right, so Eddie.
Hello.
What's
going on?
What was your inspiration for making Grimm?
Fuck, man. So, as some of you guys know, Grimsby was originally supposed to be a girl, but fucking, I was literally having like multiple nervous breakdowns about not being able to properly do a female voice. That and our party didn't have a healer, so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just switch it up. Still have pretty much the same like quote unquote backstory as my original character, but just switch up the gender, switch up the class a little bit, and boom, we have a healer.
Okay, and
I mean, I guess for the personality, like, honestly, whenever I make a D&D character, I always take just different aspects of my own personality into the game as its own life. And I mean, sure, it may not be the greatest thing because it's just making me realize how actually crazy I am, but it's so much goddamn fun. Like,
nice.
Like when I was originally coming up with the concept, me and Mike worked together, so I would always just go up to him and be like, yo, listen, all right, this character is gonna be me, like the bubbly portion of my personality, but just like amplified by like 10,000.
Okay.
And that is how I came to the fucking crazy that is Grimm.
Is the John Carpenter level of like body destruction and torture also from you, or is that like a purely D&D thing?
That is my love for horror movies, honestly. Like I am just a sucker for a good like a good really like gross description of just like some type of horrific action. Like it's like poetic in the most edgy way possible. But I love it.
We got to loop back on this off mic.
Okay. And if you had to decide who are the stereotypical people in the game in terms of that guy, rules lawyer, so on and so forth, what would your list be?
Honestly, I think rules lawyer is more of me rather than Cody. To be completely 100% honest with like myself and everybody else.
Yeah, I feel like I can see that.
Yeah, more often than not, I'm the one who's all like, no, you can't do that right now, this and that.
When he told me I couldn't speak.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm sorry, I'm a stickler for roleplay, bro. Like, yeah, like I don't know if you guys have like really noticed, but like when I roleplay my character, Eddie's not there. Like, it's all the character.
I feel like Eddie's the only one there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you base your character so much off of you that.
But no, like honestly, I have no fucking clue like how Grimm got as crazy as he got. Like, Cody, you asked me one time during one of the games, you're like, how much prep time or what do you do to get yourself in the mindset of Grimm? No idea, zero clue. I do nothing. Like. I literally just started thinking about him and I'm there and I'm just like, holy shit, like I like so many of the different bits that I've done as him already, I like can't even begin to tell you how I came upon it.
It's just unbridled Eddie ADHD or ADHD, if you will.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. But Jesus fucking Christ, though, dude. Like, Grimsby is for sure turning out to be a lot crazier than I originally anticipated. Like, hell, half the time I don't even know how to play him, and I kind of just like, kind of just wing it, and it seems to work out.
Sometimes you really catch me off guard with how you respond. Not gonna lie.
When you
I'm
were
just
trying
like-
to kill the character.
Like, full disclosure, was not expecting that at all.
Which part?
The part where you started hating Ted out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was super like, what? Like, you said kill, and then you got super like excited about killing him. And I was like, wait, you're a healer.
And that had not been the character that you had been playing initially. So I was really thrown off by the fact that that was his reaction.
Dude, fuck
Oh, yeah.
Ted. Fuck
Hey,
Ted.
fuck Ted.
Fuck Ted.
What did Ted do to you guys? I don't get it.
No,
Listen,
what
alright.
didn't Ted do?
Listen, all right? Like,
That
sometimes-
scumbag.
Ted knows what he did.
Ted knows what he
Dude, like Ted is like I've played a good amount of like Ted's just like one of the most piece of shit NPCs I've ever come across.
What game are you guys playing?
Thank you.
Ted's fine.
No, Ted's a fucking
fine.
sack of shit. Oh no. Here's
Fuck
why. Here's why. All right, so like we're in the shop, all right? Like full rights to the shop. And this like we're like Grimsby would clearly be Ted's superior, and this dude is just talking flack, and he's like a new hire. Like you work anywhere else, right? Like you're on probation period, dude, you're out. Like you're done. And like this person has plot armor, so that's like why they're around. But like no, like Ted thinks he's all that. Like he actually plays like the scared thing. I get it. But like he's not scared. He's like, no, like you're Grimsby. Like your dad told me about you.
Calling
Fuck
out
you.
plot armor is not fair because everyone has plot. Look, it's
No, Ted has like a great amount. Like you
Oh, yeah.
are dying before Ted fucking dies. Like
Oh yeah, we are. Hey, but
Wait a second. No, Ted has already died. You basically revived him.
hey, no,
Yeah, he's
Ted's
fine.
Ted's fine.
he's chill. He got
Yeah,
his.
You guys are giving him the plot armor.
Ted's good. Ted's fine. All right. Like
Yeah.
he's.
the only reason Ted's alive is because Aberdeen didn't want to kill Ted.
I
Like-
believe Grim screamed at Fee to heal him. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that interaction made me want to play a fucking strength-based character again.
Hey, listen, all right. With
I need
my
Dunbar's
plus 3 to
plus
strength.
11 to fucking plus 11 to athletics. All right.
Listen,
Yeah,
all right.
come at
Grim's
me,
got
bro.
some
1v1
pretty
strength.
good strength. He's got some good strength numbers.
Oh man, I was like, what is happening? All I could think was during that whole time was, didn't we tell Grim to stay in the other room? Who let him in here?
Hey, who the hell let Grim in there, bro? Like, come
You
on.
did.
Mikus?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Gosh.
Oh man, fucking shit. But yeah, so I'm the rules lawyer. Who is the murder hobo?
I feel like it's also you, but that's
No, I don't think it's me. I don't think it's Grim.
I've only killed one person, so that's been.
I think the murder hobo is Mikus. He's a little bit more of a. He's kind of murder hungry.
I feel like
and-
Oh,
he's got the murder hobo talk for sure, but the walk, I don't know.
no, yeah, he for sure doesn't have the walk, but he has a talk for sure, and that's why I'm gonna give it to Mikus. And that guy is for sure Segrathune. But hands down, like all the leases signed. It's a close and shut book. But yeah.
See, Stuart's surprise at that earlier was actually really surprising to me because I thought that Segrathune was intended to be that guy.
But no, like Grimsby is for
I
sure.
guess
been,
I had a different definition of that guy. That's why.
Gotcha.
But after you
Uh,
guys explained it, it made more sense.
But Grimsby is for sure like one of the most neurotic and one of the craziest characters I've ever played. And oh Jesus Christ, I'm excited to see where it goes for him. Right now, Grimsby is technically a teenager, so like playing that is going to be super weird for me.
okay.
And I guess the last question that will leave me on is, who do I think is going to die first?
Yes.
I want it like I've said it before, and even with his newest like personality changes, I still think it's going to be Grim. Like, not that I intend on killing him or anything, but I don't know. I think Grim for sure has a lot of maturing to do before he could really to pull Aang Avatar: The Last Airbender. He's got a lot of maturing to do before he can really do anything.
Okay. All right. So who's up next?
All right. Next down the line is Mikus. Mikus, otherwise known as Michael. I'm sorry, we're not talking in our characters right now. Michael, what inspired you to make a character like Mikus? Like what if any characters come to mind that you took to come up with him, either class wise, personality wise, story wise, what have you.
Well, thank you for that intro. So originally, thinking about this, because this is the first character that I've ever created in campaign. The only time I've ever made D&D before this was on like a loner character. So I kind of think what I want to start, and it brought me back to a character type that I liked when I was playing World of Warcraft back in the day. I played as a dwarf paladin, and I kind of like go around fucking shit up, but I always preferred casters and magic types and a lot of other types of gameplay. So I'm kind of thinking about how I wanted to round out a character that I enjoyed playing, and my first kind of foray into this. Definitely wanted to be some type of caster, wanted to be kind of darker. So I decided to go with a warlock class. Figured it'd be more fun to play with. I can kind of play off of some of the character traits I was developing a little bit more. Because again, I want to have fun with the character, and in background and writing and stuff, I think like all the stuff that I didn't know about the gameplay, I could kind of try to make up for in character development and things like that. So as far as characters go, I decided to get kind of a character based off of like Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm, kind of mixed with Little Joe Penny, and mixed with like Jewish grandma. And kind of like all that came together to kind of this crotchety loner that a little hesitant to work as a group. You can see like he tries to mean well, but a lot of
Hey, wait. Your voice
Michael,
is not working. You gotta roll it back.
Yeah, let's roll it back a bit. You're kind of Dr. Robotnik right now.
If you can move closer to a router or to a spot with better cell signal or something, it's gonna be real rough on the recording.
Right, so Jewish grandma.
Much to that. Oh, just cut out the end.
Yeah, vamp. What does that mean?
Well, I was just saying, that kind of all adds up to a character that's just kind of fun to play and explore without necessarily having a lot of experience. I can just kind of fall back on being crotchety sometimes, and that's fun for me.
Excellent. And I mean, how does being a relatively new player to D&D feel like? Has everything so far been like pretty easy to pick up, or is it still like kind of a thing that you're struggling with?
I mean, I've done improv and stuff like that in the past, so certain elements of the gameplay are just kind of more intuitive, and I appreciate that because in the knowledge that I don't have, I'm able to kind of wing it and still follow along, which is nice. But I mean, I definitely feel like there's a lot of the nitty gritty details. I'm figuring it out as I'm hitting those questions, and I'm as much as I'm not prepared, I'm just kind of using that unpreparedness to also kind of feel out the world at the same time. So I'm working that into the character development. So I feel like that kind of eases my inexperience a little bit more too.
Yeah. And I mean, I personally, I just like the balance of just experienced to non-experienced people that we just have in this group. Like it's a ever expansive thing. All right. Now, going into the follow-up questions, who do you think is the most rules lawyery person in this group?
Originally, I was thinking about I was going to say you because like you come with your fucking sack of dice every week and you sit there and you're very meticulous about everything. And as everybody goes through their turns, you're like nitpicking every little detail. But I feel like that's obviously like that's the go-to choice I'm leaning towards. But in reality, I'm going to say it's going to be Tania is the lawyer because out of everybody in the group, Tania is definitely the one that's like, hey guys, like over here, snap to it. Like we got shit to do. Very much like driven by what the goal is and not about the BS and the sidetracking, unless it's like for a purpose that suits the group. It's always about the group mentality. And I feel like that Tania is very much the rules lawyer.
All right. Who is the murder hobo?
Yeah, I feel like I want to be the murder hobo, but I'm just not the murder hobo. As much as I want to be, I haven't earned that title. in our group, like, and also like V totally could the murder hobo, not applying himself though. I think it comes down to you. Even though there's not a lot of murder going on, still chopping up bodies and being gross and weird. And that's why, again, like, you would like throw you on a train car going down, just picking up bodies along the tracks. You'd be happy as could be. So yeah, murder hobo for sure.
All right, and who is that guy?
Oh, Secretary, for fucking sure. What a douche. He is totally that guy. And like, as I was saying earlier, like, oh, he's only like sleeping in battle. He took the unicorn horn that I just gave fucking Grimsby as a gift and fucking teleported away for his own self-speeds. Fuck that guy.
Oh my god, you're right.
And who do you think is going to die first in the campaign?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this a lot. It could be one of two people. I think it's either going to be Grimsby, and then we're all going to have to avenge Grimsby because it's going to be fucking sad, or it's going to be Segrathun in like a twist, like, hey guys, I'm going to sacrifice myself for you, and we're all going to be like, oh man, and then we got to avenge him. It's going to be great. But either way, one of those two, I think, is going.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else you want to tack on before we move on?
What's the most difficult part for you coming into the game?
Ooh,
With, like,
great question.
Yeah, great.
With like
that is
fresh
a
eyes,
good
what is
question.
the hardest part?
I'm very OCD. I like to be prepared, and I feel like every time we level up, it's like a whole new, like, ooh shit, what do I do now? Like, it's not like totally frustrating, but at the same time, as much as I do prefer to be prepared, there's a lot that's catching me off guard, and it's difficult to catch up with it because I see everybody else working around the table. And like, Cody was saying earlier, like, he does those roles ahead of time and shit. I'm like, fuck, like, I wouldn't even know when or how to do that. God damn it. Like, I'm so like behind the curve on so much shit that like I hear all the shorthand and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know what half this shit means. It's gonna take time, but like I'm just trying to make myself be a little bit more patient with that shit as I learn too.
Yeah, and I think you're doing a pretty bang up job at if not fully grasping everything, asking questions and making sure that you understand everything before we move on to a thing, which is how you do the things. That's how you learn the learns.
I am trying. Thank you.
All right. Any last questions? Comments? Concerns?
Yeah, so I this isn't really a question, but this is just like, I can't wait to figure out who the hell your patron kind of thing is, like in character, because Segrathun just he gets baffled by like some of the shit you do in character.
Totally.
I actually have. Is it the Archfey? What is your subclass?
What the fuck is my patron is the fucking Baphomet, but Eddie, what was my
Fiend.
The
Oh, it's Fiend. Yeah, I'm Fiend. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But all right, cool. Segrathun, Stuart,
Hi.
tell us a little bit about Segrathun. What inspired you to make a personality like his? What characters did you draw from, if any? And what kind of steps do you take? I'm formatting this question a lot better as I'm asking it more and more, which is fucking awful for it being like the last two people, but whatever. But yeah.
So for Segrathun, I wanted to make I had this idea in my head where, what if you make a wizard that has the archetype of I'll do anything for power, but it's not because he wants power. Like he wants to achieve his goals without putting in the most effort. So he'll do anything to find a way to be lazy. Like his end goal is just doing nothing, So I'm trying to think of how that personality, like what personality would complement that end goal. So I thought of like, you have a really smart wizard, like you have a really it's one of those stories, in like high school and stuff. You have a kid that's naturally talented, but he never applies himself, so he never really gets anywhere because he never took the initiative to like get the good work ethics. And you kind of see that at the start. He wasn't really going anywhere with his life, and then this happened, and he takes naps and stuff because he's just too lazy to ever like give a damn until he gets emotional about it. That's when you start seeing his true talent come out, is when he's emotionally driven, because otherwise it's just why bother, you know?
Okay.
As for terms of like aesthetics and the voice, if you've ever played Team Fortress 2 and you've seen the Scout, I themed him around that because I like the idea of the Boston accent. He's kind of scrawny, you know, but he thinks he's the shit. So I think that's just a very funny combination.
All right. And so you said that once Segrathun gets emotional, that's when he really starts tryharding. Would you consider Segrathun to like be like easy to rile up, or is he like, you know, kind of is he kind of that brick wall?
It depends. You can get him to get on the defensive pretty easily by, you know, challenging his pride.
Oh, I'm sure Aberdeen has figured that out real quick.
But then when it comes to like the more like baggage, like emotional stuff, he's more of a, because he just sees that as like too much effort to even bother with. But if you can get through the cracks, then we'll see what happens.
Who's the closest to getting through the cracks?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
I feel like everyone is super distant.
No way. Grimsby is so close to everybody in the party.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Sure.
like, I don't think he's that close to everyone.
Like Aberdeen and Grim are like close in that they have history, but
That
they're
they're gonna
both
fuck.
constantly pissed off at each other.
I don't think so. Grim very rarely gets pissed off at people.
Oh, that's not true the other direction.
So with Grimsby, I think it's more of Segrathun kind of sees like someone that, despite how shit this world is, can still like smile genuinely. So he kind of like, I'm not gonna say it's pity, but it's kind of, he feels bad for Grimsby being so oblivious that he just he tries to you know, like metaphorically push Grimsby out of the nest so that he can fly on his own by giving him reality.
Okay.
You know, that's why like you've always seen Segrathun kind of have those reality hits with Grimsby, with Grimsby's situation. But in terms of
we've seen plenty of those, bro. Like
getting riled up and stuff, I think Aberdeen has definitely challenged Segrathun the most, and he's gotten certainly the most, like, I wouldn't say raw emotion, but very like I said, the defensive part of it to happen, because here's Aberdeen coming in and doing all this stuff, and Segrathun's just like, he already hates Vidalkin because of his backstory, and so now you have this other Vidalkin doing exactly what all other Vidalkin do, and it's just fuck.
Yeah,
He's like, this guy.
There's a reason Aberdeen almost lost it when that guy called him a bad Vidalkin. I was literally like, do I want to die fighting this guy right now? I don't think I want to die fighting this guy right now. It's not worth throwing the knife. Like, fucking Aberdeen hates Vidalkins.
all right.
But I do think it's kind of like, it's the healthy thing that Segrathun needs, because now there's actually a person that gets him to do stuff.
Yeah. So then, out of everybody, you think that Aberdeen is closest to Segrathun so far, at least?
In a competitive way, yes.
Okay, very cool, very cool. And all right, now the next follow-up questions. Who do you think is the most rules lawyer in the party?
Rules lawyer, it's you, because there have been too many times where you just kind of like cock block people because of one little thing that, like, the spell says, or one little teeny thing. It's just like,
that's any campaign, though. That's
let me just use Druidcraft anyway.
that's any campaign, bro.
Exactly. That's why you are the rules lawyer.
Oh yeah.
Because it's any game we play. You're like this. In terms of murder hobo, I would say none of us are really murder hobo. But I think the person with the mindset of murder hobo would probably have to be, I'd say Mikus, because he doesn't care. Like he definitely has that, like, yeah, let's kill him. You know, we can do it. Like, you know, it's the He's the short guy riling up all the big guys to do his work for him. He's like, yeah, we can totally kill those guys that want to collect money from me. Yeah, and then he's in the back watching it happen. You know, he's the puppet master murder hobo kind of vibe.
Excellent.
Because even though he hasn't really killed anyone himself, everyone that all the other characters that have killed people have had a purpose for killing. Like with 𝚑𝚑, he's never blatantly killed someone just cause.
Yeah.
Hang on. Burp. He with the kobolds, right? That was an oh shit moment, right? So he's gonna choose himself over the kobolds. It's not murder hobo. With the burning down of the forest, that was a very emotional response. So again, with reason, it's not like fuck him, which I find kind of cool because 𝚑𝚑 is chaotic neutral. So murder hobos tend to be chaotic neutral. But I'm trying to play it with he's not gonna do anything without reason to do it, you know?
Yeah.
But it's all for his self-interest, but his self-interest isn't just blatant shenanigans.
All right. And the final one, who is that guy?
Oh, that guy. I would say you, Eddie, because my definition of that guy is you're looking and you're seeing what the character's doing, and you're just like, really? Like like when you were torturing Ted, I was just like in character and out of character. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then it's the cotton candy. It's the for me, that guy is the guy who wants to pull the most attention. It doesn't have to be bad or good towards the party. It's it's that guy, right? It's
I understand what you're saying there. Just say it.
The attention horde.
Grimsby's a bit annoying. I guess that's yeah. But no, I love the character, but like in game, 𝚑𝚑 thinks Grimsby's really annoying.
Fuck yes. I love that. All right. And who do you believe is going to die first in the campaign?
Oh, man. I want to say Grimsby because he's just too innocent for this world. But it might be Aberdeen.
Okay.
Because I think Aberdeen, again, like he said, is the kind of guy who, even though he doesn't want to, he'll rush into the burning building to save the people he cares about, and then realize he's in a burning building. And he's like, "Fuck!"
They're freaking out.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's going to be at the base of the burning building. Like, this is how I can get into it, and then get inside. Like, oh fuck.
I do think about getting out.
Oh yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Does anybody have anything else that they want to tack on?
How do you feel about how the character's panned out so far? Do you think he's been realized, or has he realized exactly what you're looking for, or do you think there's still something that he's missing and that you need to work on?
I definitely think there's stuff that can be worked on, as always. But I think it's more of we're still in the very first arc, the story arc and stuff. So it's there hasn't been a good opportunity for each character. And I'm gonna go back on a point that we had with Aberdeen's character. Right now, Aberdeen seems to be the dad of the group because he kind of takes the spotlight. But I think it's just because, again, the story is more focused around his backstory, his personality, right? So it's his character's time to shine. So maybe when we get to the next arc or down the line, other characters are going to have their spotlight. Right. I'm fairly sure that once we leave Windbreak, Aberdeen's going to go from being the forefront and the dad to he's going to be a very strong supporting character, because then he's going to be out of his element. All of the other characters are out of their element right now, and Aberdeen's the only one that's the apex predator in this janky town,
That's fair.
So I think, to answer the question, just the further we get into the story, the more opportunities Segrathun will have to fulfill the roadmap I want for him.
Okay.
Did I just get red? Did he just tell me I'm peaking?
You're
Wow.
the bloomer in high school.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
to level 4, motherfucker. You peaked with resilient decks. Go fuck yourself.
All right. If we have nothing else, Tristan, if you would, please tell us a little bit about Tania, some of the inspiration that went into her creation, her personality, the class, pretty much, this is your floor to talk about Tania. Oh, hello, Cody.
Nope, I made a noise and then apologized. Sorry.
Oh, all right. All right, with that awkwardness out of the way, Tristan,
Yeah, no. So in terms of any kind of inspiration, I kind of need a starting point, and my starting point was, is there any possibility that I'd be able to play a female, right? And then it kind of like, I told myself, it's possible. I think you've seen enough female characters and the things that you've read and you've watched to try to portray something. But because I'm not so sure that I'm as sly, like even in real life, as some females might be, I told myself then I have to go for a cute and innocent one. So then it doesn't seem like it's too much for me to handle. Where, like, for example, like Aberdeen's character is like something that I would not be able to do. It's just like I feel like my personality itself does not have the ability to improv that for whatever reason. But I got inspiration from Charmy from Black Clover. Is one of the half dwarf, half human characters that is like super passionate about food, right? So that's where the whole like bakery thing comes from. And then I also got a little bit of inspiration from Vanellope from Ralph Breaks the Internet, or Wreck-It Ralph, whatever you want to call it. So I tried to like right. I tried to get a combination of both characters and try to put it into one. Beyond that, I've been trying to play characters throughout my like campaigns that have a little bit more to do with trading, because I want to know what being, I forget what the right word is for it, but being those people that can actually work the market a little bit better would be like. I'm not too sure that I'm doing that good of a job though, and it might just be that I'm still new and I should probably still play like more basic characters to kind of get a better understanding of the game. But I think it's where I'm at in my life as well that kind of influences that.
Well, if I could jump onto that statement.
Yeah.
I think that no person should ever feel like they need to relegate themselves to something basic when it comes to a game like D&D, just because it's so welcoming to just like you trying new things, because that's exactly the point of the point, or the point of playing the game. You're trying it out. You work it out as best you can. If you don't know about it, then you learn about it. And I mean, none of us besides me are like super sticklers for the rule. So like if you flub on a thing, like I don't think anybody's gonna give a shit.
Except when you tell me to shut up, right?
No.
All right, it's intervention time. Intervention time. Eddie, stop shitting on Tristan. Stop shitting on Tristan.
Just when it comes to role play.
It's everything he does.
Not everything he does. Just when he's not in the right room.
What?
Just when he's not in the same room. That's the only time I bug him.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Fuck you, Gerardo.
So I got most of my inspiration from that. Oh, I did want to make a side comment though. One of the main aspects of my personality, I feel, is that I'm really task oriented. Like that's just me naturally. So I think that staying with the plot, I forgot who said it, but staying with the plot is just like my natural thing. I don't know what else to say to that. I feel like when I'm playing something, I play things for the story, and if I feel like we're not going to contribute to the story, I feel like there's no point, and that's kind of like it takes me into a weird place. So that's why I'm like focused all the time if I don't feel it's going anywhere. Yeah. In any case, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I think that answers the question though, right?
Yeah. That answers it very sufficiently. All right. Next follow-up question. Who do you think is the rules lawyer of the party? Like what?
Next question.
Listen, guys, I haven't been asking everybody to see what different answers. I'm asking everybody. All right, it's on my notes here. You can see it. Like I got it right here on my second screen. Like it's fuck all of you guys.
Wait. I got a better question for Tristan.
Okay, what's up?
How inflated do you think Eddie's ego is after this interview?
How inflated?
Because he keeps asking the same answer or the same question, wanting the same.
No. He keeps asking the same answer. That's the correct way.
Shut up.
All right, so who is the murder hobo of the party?
I think that intention-wise, I feel like 𝐚𝐭𝐝 definitely has that in his background. I remember there was a certain segment where I started to rant about death and why it's not the best thing, and then like the two people I feel like that really countered me on it were 𝐚𝐭𝐝 and 𝕎𝕒𝕣𝕪. So I was like, okay. I mean, I'm totally from a metagaming standpoint. I can understand why both of them would say something like that, because it's like really insulting, I think, to like some sort of demonic power to say that death is a bad thing, and then of course to a necromancer that death is a bad thing. So like I kind of tried to sit there and I tried to understand where they were kind of coming from, I guess, as a character. But then I think because my character wants to come from a land where killing is not the only thing, the only way of going about things, that she's currently at where she's at. That makes sense.
Alrighty. And who is that guy?
Well, better define. Give your definition of that guy, and then like what do you think that guy means, and then who is that guy?
Well, by your guys' definition, I feel like Stuart is that guy, mainly because of like what he's done in the campaign so far. But like, I still feel like 𝐚𝐿𝐝 is just that guy, because I feel like he's kind of like the guy who's kind of sitting on the outside, like watching everything happen, and like as much as Fee kind of like made it very clear that he could give two shits about the party, like he still went into the fire. Or I feel like 𝐚𝐿𝐝 would have like laughed or like chuckled or like would have told what's his face to cause a prank on someone who's going through like a really shitty situation. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like 𝐚𝐿𝐝 is that guy.
All right.
I love Charlie, by the way. I absolutely love Charlie.
Oh yeah, no, that's another thing. Albert, props to you for giving like Charlie that character. Like when he came out sad because he was like, "Yo, that wasn't a joke, bro." Like I was like, "Fuck!" Like I was moved. I was like, "Damn."
I was, yeah, like I don't know. For me, the character was fully about the prank, and like the entire burning down the entire forest basically means there's no more pranks that can be made. There's no force to go to prank anyone.
We killed his innocence that day.
So like, yeah.
And who do you think is going to die first in this campaign?
I think Aberdeen's going to die first. Not necessarily. Well, I mean, for the reasons that you guys gave. But also because as the leader of the group right now, he carries the most responsibility for us. So if anyone's going to be shot down for not completing a task or for whatever else, I feel like the main boss character, I forgot what his name was, but I feel like he really has it out for him. And especially after killing the other boss with the bugbears, like a lot of people have it out for him, and I'm not too sure that he's going to be able to make it out of the city, like with having two really, really, really strong rivals. I feel like at this point is the right word to say.
Okay.
But, yeah.
And does anybody have anything else to tack on to Tristan? Any questions about Tania?
What's your favorite thing about Tania as a character?
My favorite thing. I think that my favorite thing about most characters is trying to go for like a solid character that's non-changing, but with her specifically, I feel like my favorite part is actually discovering who she's like came to be. Because when I first started off, it was one of those things where I normally do everything super planned, but with her, all I had planned was her backstory. I didn't really plan who she was going to be. I wanted to be an artillerist, but I ended up becoming an alchemist because of just how the story was going. So I feel like for me, getting like this experiment done and starting from level 1, I thought that was super dope.
Okay.
Alrighty. And
how do you feel about the Artificer class? Artificer was the first class that I ever played in D&D, playing 3.5e, and I had some opinions on it, even though like where I'm at now, it feels a little different. But how do you feel about just like your class choice and like how the class is built and like seeing other people and what they do versus what your options laid out in front of you are? How do you like it?
I feel like it's something that I've naturally been drawn to. Like that's something that I picked without realizing that I picked the first time I ever played D&D. Like I didn't realize that I was playing that class until I did the research later and realized what Albert was saying, because we had done a previous campaign where I kind of told him what I was going for, and I went super deep in the details, way too deep. And he told me that what I wanted to do wasn't possible. To a certain extent, because it just didn't follow like the class rules. So I feel like after kind of getting as close as we could to the vision that I had, it was like supernatural for me to go for that class in specifics.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
How do you feel like it's lived up to your expectations of it? Like something you've wanted since before it came out? Because it came out like less than a year ago.
Right.
I didn't start playing this game like I'm still new.
Yeah, so it's all the classes are new to you, basically.
Right. So
Okay.
it's like it's really hard for me to kind of compare. I could say that I feel the most comfortable because I've played it the most, I think, at this point. But it's also, I think it's interesting the direction that the game is taking the class. But I don't really have enough information to have a full developed opinion on it yet.
So I'm gonna ask this question to you, and I should have asked this when Mike was talking. So Mike, if I'll say the same question to you. So coming into the game, and this is basically your only class that you've really like played out for a number of levels and gone through the level up process and gone through picking your spells and everything. What do you see that other players do that like you're not jealous, but like that you're like the most awed by of like things that like that one of us does, you're like, oh shit, that's dope as hell, that you don't do?
I mean, for me, it's mainly just kind of the finesse with how to use spells with other spells, or like the bigger picture for why you're picking certain spells because you know what to level them up to. Like I see you guys getting excited over that kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh fuck, like I have no idea what the inside joke is on this, but like it seems great. I can't wait to learn it.
Gotcha. So things like the way that 𝐶rithune loaded Arcane Lock and Knock to give himself like a combo where he can lock a door but also has the key to it and is able to do things like that. Like is that type of like off the cuff like pre-prep is what you're looking at?
Yeah, because it's like it gives you kind of like more of a signature with your playstyle too, and there's a finesse to it. I feel like when you don't have that, you're playing a lot clunkier, and I feel like I'm just kind of tripping through the game instead of like having a strategic roadmap in front of me like you guys.
Okay. What about you, Tristan?
Repeat the question again. Jealousy? What?
So jealous is like a bad word for it. It like puts a negative spin, but it's more like, what do you see other players and other characters and classes do that like you think is really sick? Because you're basically looking at the game through only the Artificer, and like the way that Mike is kind of looking at the game through only the Warlock. Like,
Right.
what do you see other players in the party doing that is like really interesting and really cool to you?
I think what's really cool to me has nothing to do with the classes. I feel like what's really cool to me has more to do with the improv, and the improv itself is been really, really cool because I've always been like the improv game theater person. So getting a better look at how many people actually do a really, 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 really good job of improv like surprised me. But then more, I try to be a stronger character in game as much as possible, but I can't quite nail it as much as I'd like to, and I get like lots of opportunities because Albert has this ability to generate really, really strong NPCs. But like, if we're gonna talk about like a skill set that I'm envious of, like Aberdeen, or like I can't. I have not seen anyone react to a strong NPC that Albert's made the way that you have. Like, that is the first time that I've seen any NPC like really get put in his place. And I was like, holy shit, like that just happened. Whoa.
What are you talking about?
I don't know how to further explain that. Help?
No, like no, that's a thank you. That's a really good compliment. I was just asking for like a certain, like, if there was.
He wanted you to stroke his cock off a little bit more, Tristan.
No, I didn't know when you were referring to is all. And thank you.
But all right, let us take oh Jesus, don't tell me what to do, Gerardo. All right, like
you talk about the man behind the veil, and he's typing for a reason. He's supposed to be seen and not heard. You keep making him heard.
Thank you for saying that. Like,
yeah, and he keeps breaking the fucking fourth wall here.
We could dehumanize him the way other staffs do, where we just start calling him production.
Listen, I'm not.
Instead of calling him Gerardo.
No. He's no longer Gerardo. He's just production.
I just want to remind everyone. All right, Eddie took it upon himself to do the sign off for the last video. But just remember who after the sign off. All right. Called out the man who's making the shit happen here.
Hey, listen.
Usually there's two men making the shit happen here, but last week
production. Can we cut this out in like the edit?
No. Production, leave this in. All right, leave this in. We're fine. All right, but let's move the questioning over to Albert. All right, so
yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. So in a single word / single
single sentence
statement.
Let's go sentence.
Phrase.
How would you describe every single character and just like go down the list? So start off with Aberdeen, then go to Fee, then go to Grimsby, and like.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with how you guys have been handling the campaign. All right, that's the first thing I'm gonna do. Okay.
All right, let's do it. Oh, holy shit! It sounds like Albert was waiting.
Like I said, strong
character. This whole thing in a sentence is like, well, there goes my plans.
Damn.
100%. That is, if I had anything to say, that is what it is. It started off with like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, Aberdeen as a character has had the uncanny ability to just shit on everything that I planned for.
What?
I mean, we might benefit from like because we are technically like for entertainment. We might benefit from having like if you gave us script notes of things we have to do.
No.
I think we have we have to get there organically, and if we don't, we don't. But like, it doesn't have to happen that session. But it's just like things that you want to happen, sort of deal.
I disagree. I think us being caught off guard, it adds to the drama a lot. And if we start taking writers' notes, man, it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, we're gonna just start getting railroaded.
Look at how gloriously we f***ed up Unicorn Hunt. I mean, like we're spectacularly like
glorious,
like plot point all the time. It's great.
Right, so like,
Gerardo, why are you showing me this?
Okay,
wait, Aberdeen shits on your plans. Aberdeen has gotten shit on every fucking session.
Aberdeen's a punk bitch.
Let's go. Non-canon 1v1 Fee versus Abby. Let's see what happens.
You get bodied.
Okay, but the thing is, it's the reason why he shits on everything I plan is because I feel like it's because you are a DM. You also know how to go about certain things in a way that makes it a little bit more interesting. So like, I remember you guys were talking about how we didn't have a lot of combats, right? But but the thing was, every single session I have a combat planned. Unless something goes like every single session we've gone in, I have had a combat planned, and every single time that combat has not happened. Like you guys are like, oh yeah, there hasn't been any combat, and I'm like, gee, I wonder why.
We reap what we
And
sow.
like, because the thing is, I'm all about going down with whatever you guys are going for, right? Because to be honest with you, it's been a lot more fun that way. Because it's like, oh yeah, you guys go here and you fight a bunch of goblins, or you go here and you fight a bunch of kobolds. Yay! But the fact that you guys have been throwing all of these little like extra shits into the game is like, all right, well, at least my plan isn't going because it was a lot more boring than this is.
Can you show me somebody sweeping?
Sweeping?
I'm speaking to the man behind the veil.
Oh my god, breaking the fourth wall again.
Production.
All right.
But all right, so description, like one sentence phrase to describe each character.
Memes time. Here we go.
All right. So if I have to, so in order to describe each character, it would be. All right. So for Aberdeen, it would be. Ooh, that's hard.
Could I ask a question you could answer before that?
Sure.
Which character are you most excited for to see how they turn out? Fee? Nice.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of potential there. Yeah.
And the reason why is because of one of the session that we had where it was each one of us doing our own little thing. That was a lot more interesting to me because of how his character can go, or he can choose which routes he can go. I'm really interested in that story. Also because from his standpoint, he's never played a paladin correctly, quote, right? So
Well,
I'm
okay.
interested in seeing what he takes it as, or how he takes it.
Okay, let me just up to this point, all the character. I'll give you the long list of classes I've played.
Okay.
Bard and Paladin that acts like Bard.
Okay.
That's it. I played like 6 different Bards.
Oh yeah.
They're all named Bardo, by the way.
I've played 6 different bards, all named Bardo.
They're actually
we got to
just
talk about this one of these days because I've long held the opinion that bards shouldn't exist and shouldn't be a class in D&D.
What?
And that
Edward, if you could just tell them how much shit I fuck up as a bard.
Oh, bro. Bro.
Oh, I don't mean mechanically. I mean the flavor of a bard is kind of pointless and should just be. You should, like the bard and the sorcerer shouldn't be 2 classes to me.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they should be 1 class. I think you should make a weird hyper smash together version with some of the abilities of both. You combine bardic inspiration die with meta magic. You spend a bardic inspiration die, you get a meta magic option, or you can give it out as bardic inspiration. Make it 1 class, you're done.
All right.
He's thought about this so deeply.
Oh no, I know he has. He's wrong, but he's
vicious mockery.
Oh yeah.
The fact that you can insult a person to death.
Listen,
Power word death
give it to sorcerers,
is
man.
the greatest thing as a bard because you can flavor that so well.
Bard of the College of Whispers is hands down my favorite subclass in the entire game.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked by bards. That's what I always do.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Sorry for fucking up the dialogue there.
God damn it, Cody again. Cody, we're gonna have to lock you up with Gerardo. We're gonna put you down in the sack.
Yeah, no, this is what podcasts are. This is episode 1 of a podcast. We don't know how to do it yet.
So,
oh yeah.
If I'm going to start describing people or describing the characters, I'm going to start off with Grim.
Okay.
He is 100%. The sentence would be, "What the fuck?"
Damn.
I am proud to have that reaction.
What the fuck?
Also, kind of just thumbtacking this in addition to the first question that we have. Do you think the character that you're describing is going to die in the campaign, or are they going to make it to the longevity of it?
I definitely think someone's gonna die in the campaign. 100%.
So we're on Grim. Grim is what the fuck, and do you think Grim's gonna die?
Yes.
Damn.
Do you think it's gonna be because of his own doing?
No. It's gonna be because someone's tired of his shit.
Oh, you think someone
I'm
just
like-
fucking kills him?
I'm 100% certain that one of the characters who is less willing to deal with it is going to kill him.
It's gonna come back
like
to
one
fucking
of the player characters kills him?
One of the player characters,
Oh,
I really think that Fee's gonna get annoyed and smite the shit out of Grim.
Oh shit.
There's only one bird.
Fee's the only one that can deal enough damage to kill a member of the party without stopping them.
Yeah,
Like, 100% that is what I am seeing happening. Like,
once I hit level 7, baby, ooh, it gets filthy. It gets
Guys,
filthy.
we have to kill Fee now.
Damn.
I haven't done anything yet.
He's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah,
You've
he
insulted
said
my
that.
mom.
I'm a bird.
Banged his mom.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Papa sugar.
I was really confused with that for a second, but I guess that makes some
He for
sense.
sure banged your mom, and your mom was trying to get that good review, and he still didn't give her the good review.
It's hella fucked
It
up.
was messy, dude.
That's how she got the name Cakes.
Damn.
But all right,
It's
so
messy.
just what the fuck for Grim's
it's like,
Fee,
what the
Albert?
fuck? Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. The thing that makes it what the fuck is the fact that I was expecting your character to come in and be like this, happy-go-lucky dude, no problems, right? And then you're like, by the way, I want to murder Ted. And I'm like, what?
See, that's your first mistake. He's
Hey,
got
but
daddy issues. That's the worst kind of problem.
Yeah, baby.
I will say is trying to play, the dad of the group as I've been dubbed. I thought after the first session that it was Stuart that was gonna put me through the ringer of trying to separate the person from the character, but it's Eddie.
100%?
Dude. Every
No,
time at half of the sessions so far, I've dropped the Aberdeen and been like, fuck Eddie, that was really funny. But I've just been like fucking staring daggers through the side of his head all night. And I have to drop the character to be like, good shit, man.
Oh, and I just won't pay attention. I'm sorry, man. I am a method actor to the fullest when I play a character.
Oh, no harm to you, man. That shit's entertaining as fuck. But
Thank you.
I am on board with Albert's description of it, but it is fucking
Yeah, it's
entertaining.
100% what the fuck. Like, not gonna lie. All right, let's see. Like,
I'm glad you guys like the character though.
every single time he does something, I just get stuck. Because, the character that he created, did not have any of that. There was none of that when we first talked about his character, right? And then he's like, by the way, I want to murder things. And I'm just like, who the... Okay.
But I didn't say
All
that
right.
it wasn't a part of the character though.
No, right. No, 100%. I'm not saying that it wasn't something you included, but it was just like, by the way, I'm just going to sneak in a hint of bloodlust into this character. And I'm like, where did this come from? All right, I guess I have to work with this.
But I mean, hey, it makes sense, especially with how Grimm's mom, from what I'm imagining her to be, what Grimm's mom is like.
Fair, right? But it's been a ton of just okay. Now Tania is just I guess with the character of Tania, it's gonna sound bad, but the thing I have to say is get over it. and it has to do with the killing, right?
Okay.
And it has nothing to do against you. Don't stop doing your character. Play your character how you want to. But every single time you talk to someone, they've been like, it's just a part of the job. And you're like, I want to change the job. right?
I feel it.
Like, I guess that's, and it's not anything to you; it's to this specific character,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes.
Like,
No, yeah. I feel like it's safe to assume for everybody that when somebody is making a comment about a character, it's literally just describing the character, not the player behind it.
right, 100%. And for Aberdeen, it's just like every single the sentence is just, can you not?
Oh, that's so much worse.
That's such a perfect sentence.
Can you not?
just like I'm gonna persuade him. Can you not? Like, let's fight these guys. No, I'm gonna. Okay, can't stop him.
I want to roll dice.
Oh,
Come
sounds
on.
like
Okay,
Stuart.
but Cody, you cannot tell me you've never had a player that made you like, can you not?
I think
You
that was
never-
my robot in our one shot.
Damn.
Dude, that was like, oh my god. I was like,
throw the
why?
door. 30.
No, I was fucking juiced. My can you not for that was everyone giving you all the items and then just remaining fucking vanilla ass characters while just letting you fucking wreck shit. I was like, what? Why?
It was like, can you? But for me, it's you're the one who's doing the actions that are throwing me off, right? Like, and I have to be on my toes with your character most of the time.
Okay.
So it's just like, part of me is just like, you know what? Maybe I should just plan like minimal. But I'm like, no, if I plan minimal, then like it's all bad. Because then he's not going to throw me through a loop, and then I'm going to get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm just saying, I'm sitting here, I got this silver tongue maneuver staring me in the face, throw a D on top of my persuasion check. I already got proficiency. Let's fucking go.
No, like, but it's a can you not? It's not a negative can you not, because you always make it to where I'm more interested in what's going on and how I'm going to go about it, right? But it's always a situational what? Can you not?
That's very fair. That's very fair.
Like, because the campaign itself, I will admit, would have been a lot more boring if you didn't. And so I appreciate you doing it. But like in the moment, that is the first thing that comes to mind every time.
Fuck.
Because at that point, I'm like, is this gonna be a TPK? Because is he gonna fail, and then we're gonna restart? Because in the first session you did it, you were in the middle of 40 goblins and 23 hobgoblins. And in my mind, I'm sitting here, if he fails one time, they are dead. There is no way they're getting out of this. They are dead.
Oh,
Right?
I do, whenever I'm doing shit like that, I do always have a like so like in that situation where I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave Segrathun outside and he's not gonna be there so that he can help everyone else get away if they decide to kill us. Like there's always a like, how do I make sure I'm the only one who dies here? This is a very appropriate stock image, Gerardo.
You see, breaking the fourth wall every once in a while is pretty cool. Freaking over here talking shit.
All right, so
Over here
let's see.
talking shit. All right, who's next, Albert? We got Mikus and we got
Albert.
Segrathun.
Mikus, Segrathun. I did Grim.
Yeah.
Oh, Mikus and Segrathun. Okay. Mikus, Segrathun, and Fee. Those are the last three I have.
Yes, sir.
So Mikus, hands down, has to be the funniest character in my opinion.
Definitely.
I guess if I had one sentence to if I could just say one sentence that on how I feel about the character, and I guess for this one would also be Fee, is like, please speak more. Because like in times where there's time to speak, they don't. You know?
Oh yeah.
And so for me, it's
Totally.
that is always so. Every single time I'm in a conversation with someone, and there is like an option for them to be in it, I'm like, please, because I genuinely enjoy how they built their characters roleplay wise. Like, Mikus is that asshole who who is
on.
Mikus is that asshole who is secretly not an asshole, right? Like, he's like, I hate people, but at the same time, like, yo, why are you guys cussing around Grim?
Totally.
And then Fee's just. I'm sorry, if I had one person I wanted to be that guy, it would be Fee.
Okay.
Thank you.
But jumping onto Mika's thing, so far, Albert, I'm still just waiting so patiently for you to just start pulling some Charlie Day shit as you're talking as Charlie. I've been wanting it just so badly, and you're just like not giving it to me, and I'm just. Oh Jesus Christ!
Well, right now, Charlie is going through a lot. Okay, he's going through a lot.
Yeah, he is.
A lot.
Oh, bro, we just killed all his friends.
Well, his family. I'm not too sure if they're his friends.
Did he have friends? I don't know. Did you
There's
take
still
away his
history
fun?
there.
Did you take away his fun? Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
And for Segrathun, if I had to, one sentence for Segrathun, that's difficult.
Give me two then.
Damn. Just like
Hey,
if you could picture him on a meme.
Hey,
what would it be?
listen, I'm the self-absorbed one, Stuart. Can't take that away from me.
All right, if I had to equate him to a meme, it is the I'm a head out SpongeBob. like oh,
Gerardo,
the
can
group
we
is
see that
going
SpongeBob
over
on the
that way.
screen?
All right, I'm a head out.
I'm not trying to be the brooding character. It's just
That's why he's that guy. But
Like-
oh, Gerardo, you suck.
Oh, the group is going over to back to the goblins. All right, I'm a head out. Like that is every single time. That is what I see with him, right? Like
I'm trying to do it in
He
a
is a
not
meme.
edgy way though. Like he's every time he's by himself, he's studying. You know, he's got that book in his hand, so or he's trying to further his knowledge because
So in
You
an
know,
edgy
like-
way.
what can it's not edgy though because what can the
Sitting
candy
alone
loving
reading
crow what can the candy loving crow teach Segrathun about what he wants to do, right?
That sounds pretty edgy to me.
No, edgy would be like, I can't relate with people because of my dark, tragic backstory, so
No,
I
it's-
choose to be alone in the corner.
I'm
No,
gonna
it's-
split the difference here. I'm gonna say that I disagree with Eddie in that Segrathun is definitely not token edgy, right? You're not like the edgy guy, but he's clearly super depressed and has been for years, and that is edgy.
But he won't admit it.
Sorry, that was a good breakdown.
Is that payback? Is that payback?
No, you said it yourself. You have like the most parental issues, right? Most familial issues. You have like,
Grimsby
nothing to
has the
relate
most
to.
parental issues. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, he does.
Life was a lie.
Well, I mean, that's just him reacting to it. You didn't have a reaction. I think that's the depressing part. You didn't
spoke of-
express yourself.
You guys talk with Mass Effect. You guys remember in like Mass Effect 2 where you hit those kiosks that are like, "Hello, Commander Shepard endorses this," and you have to go investigate like how someone made like an AI that sort of emulates like a really like shitty version of Commander Shepard to sell their things. That's Grim.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys have any questions specifically like for me?
Well, wait, you still gotta describe Fee.
I have a ton,
All right.
but yes, please describe Fee and Tania first.
All right, so Tania was
Oh no, Tania's was get over it.
Get over it. Yeah.
So yes, that's right. Sorry.
Hey, come on, keep up, Cody. Keep up.
I'm sorry. I went to the
And
bathroom.
for Fee, like if I had for a description, it's Swolbird. Like every single time I see him, I imagine he's just like the Rock with wings and just doesn't talk. But
Hot.
but at the same time, his sentence would be, "Please talk more," because I'm interested in how his character's going, but I don't know what is going on in his mind. Cause I'm like, hello, and then last session when he was like, "No, dude, I'm fine." I'm like, is this character progression?
Is this character progression? That's hella funny, dude. Sorry.
All right, and who is the first person that you think is gonna die?
It's a toss up between Tania and Grim.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Straight out of left field, like. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I want to hear.
Here's the reason. So I think Grim's gonna die because he's gonna. I think they both have a similar thing in that they're both gonna try to help someone that they shouldn't try to help, and that's gonna get them bitten, right? Tania's not gonna be able to pull the trigger when it's needed, and that's gonna be her downfall. Like that is all I'm seeing.
Okay.
With how it's going. And with Grim, he just keeps putting himself in situations where I'm just like, dude, someone's gonna kill you. like for example, when he was like, "We can take Charles," I'm like, dude, someone's gonna kill you. And like,
all I gotta say is talking about taking Charles, depending on what challenge rating Charles and his cronies are, this campaign might go a very different way than you're expecting.
oh, they're not. Don't worry about that. It was just in the moment when they like. So I had it set up a certain way, right? And he was like,
Of course,
"Oh,
don't
we're
tell
gonna."
us, but
And he was like, "Oh, well, let's fight them." I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, maybe you should talk to them first. You guys are level 2. This doesn't seem like a good idea, but okay. If you guys can figure out how to do this, you guys, more power to you.
Plot twist: Tania kills Grim. Oh God.
But it turns out Kinkus are very allergic to something.
Eating the cookies.
Oh yeah, the cookies.
So Albert, who's the rules lawyer? Who's that guy? And who's the murder hobo?
Eddie, so there's 2 rules lawyers. One is positive and then one is negative.
Oh, what?
The positive rules lawyer definitely has to be Cody.
Yes.
And it's not because he's not using the rules as a way to shut someone down. He's trying to use it to better what's going on, so he explains it more. But Eddie,
Hello.
sometimes when something is happening and I don't say nothing, don't shut it down because it's good for role play.
So this is how the dagger feels when it's plunged into someone's heart.
But honestly, because Eddie, the one thing you made sure to tell everyone is Albert has everyone's best interest in mind.
Listen, all right, I'm a nerd.
I get it, but when you said that, you put it on my shoulders to make sure everyone can have fun. So there's partially the rule of cool. And when you tried to shut Tristan down in a role play situation, I was like, yo, it's fine. Because the way I was picturing it was he's over there tinkering and words are just coming out of his mouth because he's paying half attention to what's going on. Because just like the Discord has been saying, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is open. You can have a conversation while not paying attention.
Hey, listen, all right. I haven't been on Star Wars this entire podcast. It's just running in the background right now. You can ask Daniel. He's right next to me. He's looking at my screens.
It's fine. I'm just saying it is. When it comes to things like that, I believe that we shouldn't be trying to shut someone's fun down. Like that was my whole thing. So definitely, there's two rules lawyers, but one's been more positive influence. He's helped me with a lot of rules in the game, which is really helpful. And then the other one kind of just tried to shut someone down.
Hey, listen, all right. Concentration is a thing in the game, and I will I will maintain it to the end.
You're right. Concentration is a thing, but you can still have the 6 seconds of dialogue.
This is the mountain I will
That's
die
a
on.
free action.
This is the mountain I will die. Oh my god, this is the last samurai shit.
Eddie.
No, I get what you're saying. But
No, Eddie, to refute your statement, if I can make an attack that doesn't require, if I can cast another spell that doesn't require concentration, that means I have to speak it in order to cast it. I can make conversation.
No,
Dang, that's actually good logic.
What one is the same phrase that you're always saying, and the other is a train of thoughts.
You have to think about using the spell before you use it, Eddie. And still, 6 seconds of dialogue is a free action, and it doesn't require you to break concentration.
Damn.
Lawyered.
Lawyer.
I apologize for asking the question.
We will take this to court.
You've already been lawyered.
Judge,
I feel like Aberdeen would be the judge here, and I don't think he wants to be the judge.
I think the fact that I don't want to be the judge might make me the judge. But
exactly, you'll be the most impartial.
Uh,
So, Cody, what is your ruling?
damn, straight up.
my ruling on you calling out Tristan for trying to speak in a role play scenario while performing a ritual spell, is that the situation, or is this on the assault on your character? Because these are two separate.
I don't care about the assault on my character.
There's no assault on his character. Wait a minute. Pause. There's been no attack on Eddie.
Yes, they're not.
Getting spicy.
I've been jabbing all night. All right, I've been jabbing all night. I am guilty of that. But fuck.
Within the first 10 minutes of this podcast, we talked about how I'm the most narcissistic person in this group,
And,
right?
and
So-
we're just trying to cure that by shitting on you for 3 hours.
Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because all I hear is people just talking about me, and that's just inflating my ego.
I'm
That's true.
gonna
We
speak
gotta
from
put it into it.
I'm gonna speak from experience. I disagree, but
I concur.
I will say on the case of you shitting on Tristan for trying to participate in a conversation while casting a spell, guilty.
Okay.
I will say in general, I abstain.
Lame.
is this one of those Albert's I plead the fifth moments?
100%. Literally a 15-year-old kid getting tortured.
Oh my god, is he 15?
Oh, I didn't
He
know. I
just
thought
started
he was like in his
first
job.
Oh my god, that's so much
Oh, that
worse.
just makes this worse.
He started his first job, and the first day he is there, he is being threatened by a Kenku.
Well, he's being accused of working for the. That's what happened.
He has
That just put this
literally
into much worse perspective.
like
That's
Jesus
semantic. Grim is only
No. Don't let him twist your shit. Like Ted.
I don't feel bad for him still. Yeah.
Listen, all right. We can't bring age into this medieval time period type of thing.
No. Okay, yeah. 15. That dude's a man. All right. B. Okay. Once again, Grimsby is Ted's boss. So unless like Ted's dad said explicitly not to listen to Grimsby, He should have
Grimsby
explained that.
is,
Wait a
Grimsby is
second.
Ted's boss, and the way an expired coupon is Ted's boss.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. So
That comparison is so real.
Ted, the kid who started his job on the first day, who got threatened to die because he did not know how to work the anvil on his first day.
No, he wouldn't. He didn't give us access to the anvil. We wanted to use it, and he said no.
He was being rude. All right.
He was being extremely rude. He's talking to like the son of the company. All right, big ass company, by the way.
Right, let me.
On top of that, when we explain who we are, he says "fuck you." Essentially, no, fuck.
All right, let me go check the evidence.
Snobby little piece of shit. He's a snotty little kid. He deserves it.
Let me go check the evidence. There's a YouTube video that has everything that happened.
We're not allowed to watch the replays. This is how it happened.
We don't have time for right now. We're like, wait. we could go down the fuck Ted rabbit hole for literally hours.
This has been a 2-hour podcast, and I could do 2 hours about why I fucking hate Ted.
Ted is huge, most snarky piece of shit in the entire world. I was over here just trying to, Grim was over here just trying to teach his friend Tania how to use the forge, and she gave him some real smart ass answer. And then when he asked for access to his own anvil,
Ted and I quote said, "Your father said not to use it."
It's his first day on the job. What the fuck does he know?
We need to get some "fuck Ted" t-shirts made.
I don't think.
Can we please? Can I get a hoodie?
Ted is like I said, he's one of the biggest piece of shit NPCs I have ever come across. And that's the metagaming part, and then also Fee fucking hates this guy. I was all for Grim killing him. If that when we were there, I was like, yeah, fucking kill him, just get rid of it. Let's do this.
Am I the only fucking chaotic good in the all evil party?
Hey, I'm chaotic.
I'm neutral.
You're chaotic. What, Eddie?
I'm chaotic good.
Oh, fuck off.
Fee's angle is true neutral. That's the angle.
Segrithun is chaotic neutral.
I can see that.
I'm chaotic good.
Alignment is bullshit anyway, but
yeah,
it's like a template. You're all fucking evil?
No. The original thought was for Fee to be lawful neutral, but that's not really happening with this party, and he's kind of into some of the fucked up shit. So it's kind of I'm not gonna suggest it all the time, but
isn't that lawful evil?
I'll be there. Maybe
like a vampire's lawful evil.
No, I don't think
they obey the laws to not get scrutiny, but they do actually want to suck the life force out of people and kill them.
Well, no, he's down rather than wants to.
Gotcha.
He's that guy that if you told him you were gonna go somewhere in the middle of the night, you don't know where, and you guys are gonna drive for 6 hours, he'd be down and wouldn't ask questions.
No, yeah, he's the guy that you hit up when you want to go out and steal somebody's tire rims at 10 at night when it's super pitch black.
You figure out that
neutral evil to me.
But I'm also the guy where if you ask me to go help you volunteer, I'd be yeah, sure, why not? I'm not doing anything today.
Fair. It's just whatever.
I'm just going wherever you guys go at this point. I don't really Fee as a character is just particularly kind of lost with who he is. So, and he only has another 6 years to live anyway.
So you're like a Jonah Hill character in a movie with cocaine in it.
Yeah. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna seek it out, but if it's provided, then it's gonna happen. And then what I've been doing is it's very reactive to what you guys do. So Fee's if you guys are gonna start doing more fucked up shit, then I'm just gonna be down for doing more fucked up shit. So it'll progress into out of neutral at some point. So if we keep doing and burning down forests and doing evil things, then I'm probably just gonna start doing evil.
That was not evil. That was not evil.
We burned down a forest.
This is
now the third campaign I burned down an evil forest.
Listen, all right.
This is the third campaign I burned down a forest.
Wait a second. Pause. Evil forest? Wait a minute.
Forest was fucking evil.
Wait a minute.
The forest tried to fucking kill us. It tried to fucking strangle Segrithun and drag him to the fucking ground.
Pause. You went into a forest, threatened a unicorn.
Hang on. I fucking did not.
Just
I
for the
did
record,
This shit happened off screen. I didn't do shit. I had a conversation about hunting a unicorn, and then you told me what happened.
I've been in plenty of forests that didn't try to kill me. This one did.
You guys went unicorn hunting.
No, we talked about unicorn hunting.
No, we went unicorn hunting.
We went unicorn hunting.
That unicorn was
You
hunting
went
us.
unicorn hunting, and the worst part is I put the fate in your hands on what was gonna happen. You rolled your dice. The dice
Mike,
decided
that's not
y'all
about
failed
it.
miserably, and well, now full disclosure, you guys probably didn't kill the unicorn, but you killed all of the little fey buddies that were in the forest.
good.
They all learned the
pissed.
goddamn lesson.
Oh man. Oh,
Mike,
jeez.
our unicorn adventures are far from over. By the way, that's like.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Fee is quite interested in that. I want to
And
drink.
you know, we have to do it so much better the next time because this was an embarrassment to unicorn hunters everywhere.
Evil
Honestly.
party.
That's not evil.
That's so evil.
Okay, what if I said I want to go deer hunting?
And drink its blood?
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I've been on
Unicorn-
record. Unicorns are dicks. Unicorns are dicks. They deserve to be hunted. Maybe.
I did think that this was some like fucked up evil unicorn.
No,
Because
it's
he
a
was
fucking
such a
unicorn.
prick.
No.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
It's like edgy deer hunting is what it is.
But all right. So on to the last one. Who's that guy?
Hour-long tangent.
So I told you I want. So that guy right now is Segrathun. 100%.
Any reasons?
Okay, reasons. Reason number one. First fight, you were sitting in the corner drinking, not even paying attention to it.
I'm sorry that I have 6 health and I'm not going to get into a bar fight with 4 people.
Next fight.
That's not being that guy. That's just being smart.
Next fight. You guys are the next one that I can remember off the top of my head. You stayed in the alleyway while they went into the building, took a fucking nap. After
It was pretty late in the night.
Wait
Get
a minute.
him.
Wait a minute. Pause.
Drag him.
Wait, let's go. Let's rewind a little bit more. You start a gang war.
I
And
don't
go
start a
in-
gang war.
You start the gang war. 100%.
I knock
All
on the
on
door
you.
politely.
That is all on you. You
Okay,
start
okay.
the gang war. You
Drag
cook,
him.
you
Let me
cook,
defend
you cook
Segrathun.
kobolds that had nothing to do with anything. You guys literally could have went in there and talked to them, but instead, Segrathun
What do you think I
goes,
tried to do?
knock, knock. No, Segrathun goes knock, knock, knock. Where's the papers? He doesn't say. You know, you go there and you're like, I know you guys have the papers, these secret papers that no one else knows you have. I know you have them. What did you expect them to do?
Okay, first
Drag
off,
him.
let me defend that whole scenario. Okay, first off, we go to the portal. This is gang territory, so Segrathun isn't about to like even bluff that he knows what the hell is going on in that scene, right? So he stays back. He prepares his unseen servant, and he starts making a barricade that he can push over the door when shit hits the fan, right? Like he's preparing to save the party, and he's just sitting there. So of course he's gonna like just sit down. Why would he just stand there for no reason?
Yeah, that's fine.
The whole knocking on the door. You have to remember, Segrathun was extremely inebriated because we were drinking the whole time Cody was talking to the one guy. And might I remind you, the one guy gave us the option to sleep so that we could be sober before we do this. But Cody Aberdeen fucking was like, no, let's go right now. So as the
Hey,
good
in
role
my
player,
defense-
I'm
in
going to
my
play someone who's inebriated out of
In
his
my
goddamn
defense,
mind.
I did not understand the very unclear way that I was spoken to and asked the
Okay,
DM
wait a second.
whether
The
or
DM
not.
Wait a minute.
No, you want to talk about receipts? You go back receipts. You were very. I asked you if I could get a long rest, and you said, "Well, I don't know."
No, I specifically remember saying as Martin that you had until the next day. It won't start until you guys leave.
No, he said I will. He just said I'll wait till you leave, but it was like finish your drinking game. Hour doesn't start now, and then the 3 hours starts in 8 hours.
Wait a minute, pause, and then on top of that, you asked, and I said you can probably take a rest. You guys will probably just have less time.
So again, all of that happening, I have to roleplay my guy being smashed, okay? Just so you tell him when he could barely see straight, he's like, okay, I have an hour to get papers from lizards. Okay. Goes up and he knocks on the door. Like, I'm sorry, it's not because he's trying to be a dick. He's gone, So if anything, Aberdeen's that guy. It's all agreed. Thank you.
So, anyways.
The consensus is still Sigurdsson.
We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back because in spite of him being inebriated or drunk out of his ass, you, as the player, decided, my intelligent character who has
my drunk character.
My drunk but intelligent character cannot see.
That's
straight.
Contradicting.
No, it's not, because your character is relatively intelligent, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but you try beating a magic gambler at a drinking game.
So, and here to be the rules lawyer here, you have a 19 intelligence.
What?
I think he's 20.
Yeah,
I have a 20.
Okay, so then yeah, like the alcohol does not affect your brain in that because you have supernatural level intelligence.
I don't think you know how. Sigurdsson weighs like 150 pounds. Like he's a lightweight, and he's drinking all night. So.
I understand that, but that is how the intelligence works in the video game.
So now,
yeah, but I'm going based off of.
Look, if you want a rules lawyer,
experiences.
Inebriation just means that you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls.
Exactly.
So
I did an internal intelligence check or wisdom check.
Failed yourself without rolling the dice.
That's why I said it was internal. And let's say I failed the wisdom check.
Yeah, so that guy.
What if it's not an intelligence thing, but more like of a social cues thing, and because he doesn't get out much, it doesn't like that's the reason why. Like it has nothing to do with intelligence.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. Intelligent guy. We're gonna put this in perspective. Guy with 20 intelligence goes, I'm drunk. I am also in a place I don't recognize.
See, that's sounding like wisdom, though.
No. Now.
So
that's
I'm going to proceed.
Intelligence.
I'm going to proceed because this is all the stuff that was given to you. You are surrounded by gangs.
Mm-hmm. Still sounding like wisdom.
No, this is intelligence.
Well, no. Remember, intelligence is knowing how much the apple weighs. Wisdom is what is it? Knowing that you shouldn't eat a rotten apple.
I'm a turncoat here. I'm going to turncoat here. He is right.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say Stuart is kind of on point.
In a way, he's right. In a way, he's right.
I think the intelligence should have told him that it was a bad idea to walk up to the door in the first place.
Yes.
But beyond that point, I think your argument for low wisdom or charisma could be quite.
Okay, and wait a minute. Now,
I play. That's kind of how I play. Like Aberdeen is like I know the directions to get to Jack in the Box at 3 a.m.
Right.
But I may not know what I want to order, type of thing. Maybe a bad example, but that's.
So now, but okay. So I'll give him that. But law of deduction, as a wizard who has 20 intelligence, would say, I am not in a safe place.
Also, to tag on, to go back to Stuart's earlier point, if a person that was too afraid to get into a bar fight because they have so low health, why would a person that's intelligent, that made this similar decision earlier, go and go to a gang's door and just straight up knock on it?
Because I had more health and I was drunk.
But your character,
Again, you have to remember, if he was sober, sure, he wouldn't do that. But literally, in his mind, with his cloudy head at the time, we have an hour to do this.
But that's only with people with average intelligence. You have superhuman intelligence with 20.
I have 10 intelligence. Okay, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that.
Exactly.
I can get
okay, so wait.
Yeah, but he's super lazy, so he's gonna go for the easiest option.
Wait a minute, guys. This is how we settle this. What is your wisdom score on Sacred?
Man, making me pull up the character sheet. I think it's like a 12 or 13.
You have higher than normal wisdom.
Boom. Lawyered.
Get fucking bodied. You just got bodied.
You two are the rules lawyers.
Bodied. Bodied.
Put him in a body bag.
Boom. 𝐷𝚑𝚘 dies first.
Boom.
My thing is still blame it on Aberdeen. But anyway, so yeah.
No, he goes up to the door with his higher than average wisdom and his extreme intelligence and knocks on the door, and instead of trying to make up an excuse because he doesn't have the realization that maybe I shouldn't be knocking on this guy's door, he literally says, I know you guys have these papers I'm looking for. And then proceeds to roast half of the people and then walks away.
I didn't walk away.
Tries
The
to.
guy grabbed me by the throat. Remember?
He tries.
Don't
Okay.
be making
He
up the
tries to
story.
walk away. He tries to walk away. He
I-
jumps over somebody, and
Wait.
then goes and sits in the alley while his team, who he should be going with, goes into the building that he just made hostile.
They left
to go
without
get
me,
the
remember?
paperwork.
No,
You watched
they
them leave.
no. Albert, stop. They left without me.
You watch them leave.
I was in the thing.
and instead
I
of
burned
saying-
them.
Wait, what is the point of this conversation?
Yeah, I don't know.
proving that he's that guy. His character is that guy.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
𝐷𝚑𝚘, when he sees them moving one place, chooses to go to the alleyway instead of reconvening with them.
Yes.
All I'm
Cool.
saying.
Bravo, cool.
Yeah, 𝐷𝚑𝚘 is that guy. Lord. Hey, you asked for the evidence, buddy. Don't don't get your milk all soured when the
I'm not.
evidence is brought to the table. And all right.
Now the question is, do I think through character progression he will always be that guy? From what I know with him, no. I just think that the beginning levels of 𝐷𝚑𝚘 and how he was set up, he was 100% bred to be that guy.
Oh, he is. Just, I'm still going to defend it though, because that's his character. He'll never admit it.
Yes, but Stuart can admit it.
Yeah, but that's no fun.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's not Stuart's character to like just kind of back down and be okay with it. He wants to find out how much he can actually get away with.
Oh yeah.
It's okay
yeah.
though.
Fucking. Jesus
All right.
Christ.
Any more questions for me?
Yeah, Cody had a couple more, but he's gonna be back in a couple. Or what time is? Oh Jesus Christ! He's only been gone for 4 minutes. All right, Cody's gonna be back soon. But oh Jesus Christ! Oh God, that's the fuck.
Do we have any more questions for Albert?
Matthew, what the fuck am I looking at, dude?
I was looking for 𝐚𝐭𝐜𝑡, dude, and this popped up. You had to see it too.
I'm looking at it right now. Also, Albert, why are there people arguing on my? What's going on here? This is sad.
Wait, what
Arguing
happened?
What?
Wait, what happened?
You guys haven't been watching the stream, bro? Like Albert's or no, fucking Gerard has been putting some gold on here, bro. Like holy shit, bro. Oh my god.
The stream has been pretty fire.
Oh my god. All right, but fucking Albert, what is do you think the first death is going to be a thematic death, or is it going to be like somebody screwing up and dying?
You know, okay, so personally, I think that what's going to end up happening is that one person is going to. I think it's going to be a little bit of both. Okay.
Okay.
I feel that the characters have gotten to know each other well enough within the last couple of sessions to actually create bonds. Now, the reason why I say this is because in the last session, they were actually trying to save 𝐶𝚑 instead of letting him die, right? Like, 100%, it looked like you guys were trying to save him because you guys at least want him in the group.
Because you guys care. Sorry.
More than, oh, well, we don't necessarily need 𝐶𝚑. He's been a pain in our rear end the entire time.
It's because 𝐶𝚑's done probably the second most for the party in terms of like sheer stuff.
I think for my character, it has nothing to do with your contributions. I think it just has to do with the fact that you are a member of the party, and we want to stick together as much as possible because that's what she treasures. I don't know for the rest of your characters what that was like.
I'm not sure what your question was, Tristan.
That was a comment. Like if we're gonna say what the motivation was to try to like go in and save, per se. Like granted, my character didn't go in and save because she didn't feel like she could do anything to help.
Okay.
Right? But what I'm saying is like the motivation behind my character in wanting to at least save 𝐶𝚑 is because like he's a part of our thing. We've gone through this much so far. Like, why is it going to lead up to something as disastrous as his death? And that's always been a main part of my character's build up. So I mean, I can answer that with my character. I don't know with your guys' characters why. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, with Grim, I full on believe that Grim considers 𝐶𝚑 to be one of his friends.
That's fair.
Like Grim for sure considers 𝐶𝚑 to be a friend. Like whether or not like either of them will admit it is still like the question, I suppose.
I think I recall when the forest was burning, or no, before the forest was burning, when Aberdeen fell down after trying to save me, that you ran in and you just ignored me and you grabbed Aberdeen.
Damn.
Oh well, yeah. That's just because like choosing between Aberdeen and anybody else, it's always gonna be Aberdeen. Like.
No, I thought that was funny though. Like,
oh yeah.
deuces.
Oh yeah, I mean, like he's got to make sure that his childhood friend is all right.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, now next, like honestly, I like in my mind, at least from what I've been seeing and how things have been going, I really feel like either Grim or Tania are gonna die after being really impactful, or saying something really impactful, or growing to a certain point, and then that's going to affect the group in a whichever way possible, whichever way it's going to go. Like that's really how I'm seeing this the first death going.
I agree with you completely, and that's part of the reason why I think Grim is going to die first. Like I don't want him to die just because I enjoy Grim as a character concept a lot. I think about him a lot more than I think I have like any other character.
And slip into him sometimes.
No, yeah, I like fucking like you can ask Mike. Like I'll for sure be at work sometimes, and I'll just like catch myself slipping into like Grim tendencies and like or Grim voice, and I'll just be like, "Whoops, that's." That was a complete like Freudian slip right there. I'm just like slipping into my D&D character by accident.
Damn.
I mean, is it just me, or like, do you guys also like sometimes find yourself doing that? Like having to really like get into the headspace of like what is in reality like a completely different person other than yourself. Jesus Christ, Gerardo, you're showing us the weirdest shit right now. Like, what's
Stop breaking the fourth wall.
It's mainly the voice. Like I think the biggest challenge, at least for my characters, with the accent, trying to get the right words as I'm talking.
Oh God, yes.
Like, because it's all improv. There's no cue cards or anything. So I'm just like, okay, how would he say this? What would he say? So that's the main challenge. It's fun.
That's like 3/4 of the reason why I don't speak as much as I do.
Because you started off with one accent and you went to like 3 different ones.
You used to be like Scottish or whatever. Now you're just me. You've just come.
Hey, don't stop.
Hey, it was me like this.
No, don't worry about it. Hey. The problem is, all I can say is A and don't worry about it. Yo, shut up.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Now,
That's all I got. It's like, oh, are you Papa Sugar? Don't worry about it.
Hey, it's I might be Papa Sugar, I might not be Papa Sugar. Well, what's the problem here? What's the dealio?
I have found that at times when I get irate in real
What
life,
is going on the Twitch channel?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying.
It's just like Fee going like, hey, don't worry about it. And I'm up there, like, I'm the one being like, no, you wait. And then you just stood up. And all the other characters like, calm down.
That's me. That's Fee telling Tania I just fucked her mom.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So how much more into the backstory are we going to go into, Matthew, about Papa Sugar? Are we going to visit other bakeries that he's reviewed? Or has he only reviewed bakeries, or has he reviewed other things?
It had to do with 𝐻𝐵𝐆�can't, so it must be some sort of criminal like cover up, is what I assumed. Is that?
Don't worry about it.
This? I mean, see that? So then there's something there.
But yeah, the accent. No, actually, to your thing, Eddie. Though, like in real life, no, I find when I get kind of mad now, I will straight up drop into this like shitty Brooklyn Northeast fucking accent with people.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Like sometimes when I get too excited about something, I'll slip into my Grimsby voice, and I'll be like, "Whoa." Oh my god! Oh Jesus Christ! But I mean, that just goes to show how much I fucking think about this game on like the daily basis, which is like which is its own thing. Like I'm not gonna. I enjoy this game a lot. I'm fine with thinking about it as much as I do.
So, let's see. In terms of pacing, how do you guys feel about how the game's going? Do you feel that it's going too fast, too slow? Or what are you guys looking for?
I think character progression is going a little bit fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think everything up to this point has been supernatural. Like
supernatural.
No, like not supernatural, but like really like everything has been really naturally driven. I feel like we're sort of staying on some sort of campaign path that is staying consistent. We're not getting too out of boundary, but at the same time, we're making it entertaining by not following a strict path. And I feel like that's been the exciting point up to where we're at. Because I would have never thought that we were going to go hunt a unicorn. What the fuck?
Exactly.
Oh, bro, doing that was for sure fun as shit. But all right, Cody, you had a couple more questions, and then after that, I agree with everybody else. We should for sure cut it after like 1 or 2 more questions.
Okay, Albert. So I think a lot of us have like certain like parallels we can draw about the world, but what are some of the main things that you like pulled from? Because usually with D&D, it's like pulling from Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or like the popular like published adventures like Curse of Strahd, but this is very much like a different type of spin and type of attitude. Like, where did you pull a lot of your inspiration for the type of like world and adventure you like from?
So actually, with this world that it was kind of a pet project that me, Stuart, and Eddie had put together initially. So we were basically talking about how to build the world, and we had a couple of really interesting processes that we went through. There was a lot of long nights and arguments, and we finally came to a conclusion. For me, the biggest part was getting the Pantheon and how I was going to use them in my own fresh take, and what they stood for. And hopefully through the game, you guys will notice things that are going on in specific with like sky cities and their locations. And yeah, essentially there's a lot that went into. There's a lot of like background lore that went into the world. And in terms of Windbreak in and of itself, I took a little bit from Guilds of Ravnica.
Okay.
In the sense of the district areas and how they're different and what makes them different. I didn't fully take away from them. I just like the idea of a city that is more of a country, but it looks like a city, right? Or it's deemed as a city. And also, the Sky Cities are all extremely different. And hopefully once you guys get to the point where you're going to other cities, you'll notice how different they are.
Ooh. Okay.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, not all the Sky Cities are as diverse as the one that you're on, and there may even be some ground cities that you guys have that you guys can see as well. It's just a lot of process. It's a long process, and that you guys are going to end up going through. There's a lot of space, and there's a lot going on in the world outside. It just seems like in the area that you're in, because honestly, I could run a full campaign in Windbreak.
Jesus, yeah, definitely.
Like Windbreak has a lot to it, but to be honest with you, what I really want is for you guys to get out of Windbreak soon. Mostly because part of the story is there's parts of the story that involve the outside world that is really interesting for the later levels.
Okay.
At least in my opinion, and I don't think that any character here is actually peaked. In Windbreak, I believe that there's going to be a lot of growth outside of the comfort of Windbreak, because the thing that is really interesting about the world outside, as you guys saw, was outside of the line of the water that you guys saw when you got into Metropolis, there was nothing but sand. And so it's going to be really interesting on how you guys handle being outside of what the Sky Cities has put together.
Okay. So if we're trying to cut it off soon, then I have one last question for everyone, including Albert. And I have my answer already, but we'll just, if we're talking alphabetical, we'll just run down the line then. So Albert, what is the thing, without obviously giving away like campaign details, but what is the thing that you're most looking forward to us seeing and getting to and interacting with? Is it another city? Is it something else? Like, it's obviously hardest for you to answer out of all of us, right? But what are you most looking forward to us interacting with?
Mostly because this was something that was given in terms of like a picture. The map, because Grim was given a picture of what the map looks like in terms of like things, and that's what he had seen. And there's, yeah, well, it's there, and you can ask him if you would like to see what it is. But and he could and Grim could also probably draw it because he saw it. He saw
Expert Forger, baby.
So essentially, for me, what's really interesting, what the thing I'm most excited about is you guys getting to what you guys would deem the boundary and the story of what the boundary is. If that makes sense.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but that is very intriguing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know what that means, and it's pretty
Matt, what about you?
I mean, it's kind of stupid, but I'm looking forward to just getting better with the accent so I can talk a little bit more.
I like that a lot.
I do actually practice the accent. Yeah, because the last session was a little bit better, but like the two before that, I was just like, I am fucked. Half the things I want to say, I don't know how to say it, so I just wouldn't talk.
I will say I actually like your accent. I feel like it's been pretty consistent, and I think it works really well. So I say let it rip, dude.
Oh no, it works well when it comes out, but there's a lot of times where it's just like I want to say something, I'm just like I don't know how to make that word come out.
Baby,
right way.
let it rip, baby.
Yeah. So, but it's worked well in my advantage because now Fee is somehow this dark horse, silent type. So
Who is willing to let someone just die?
I was fine. I was safe.
Like,
Bars Albert.
Oh Jesus! All right, Eddie. What are you most looking forward to seeing? You and or your character? You know, double answer, I guess.
Eddie is most looking forward to seeing when and if Grimsby's brother comes back into the picture, and how deeply he what chess piece he plays in Grimm's story in like the grand scheme of everything. Because like I have a couple ideas that I threw Albert's way like long time ago about it, and that's kind of just the way I've worked my story out as Grimm. I just throw shit at Albert, and if he likes it, he'll use it, and if he doesn't, he won't. But like I usually don't care about like the response. I'm just like, all right, here's the idea, do with it whatever you will, Albert, and I know that Albert will. So like I'll just like randomly spam Albert with like 20 messages, or like half of them will be like voice messages because I'll get like an idea as I'm driving to work. And I'll just be like, oh shit, I can't type this right now, so I'll just like start hitting the record button on Messenger and just start speaking to myself in my car.
I like that.
And as Grimm, I know Grimm's really excited about seeing more Gond, like really getting to know Gond as a god, and like kind of using him as like a quote unquote parental figure. But more than that, I think Grimm just wants to go out and see more of the world.
Okay, I like that, Mike.
For me and Migas, it's like kind of very different things. For me, I just kind of want to kind of explore like kind of what the end of a campaign looks like. You know, I'm curious kind of how it all plays out, what the bigger picture is, and like I'm just very curious about the things I'm going to learn looking back on this campaign as a whole when it's finished. From my character's point of view, holy shit, just how to keep it together with all the fucking nonsense going on. Because, oh man, it's everything has just been against his nature, and it's been kind of fun because I went into it with one point of view, and I was like, okay, this is how the character is going to progress, and all the other characters have just kind of like fucked with that point of view to the point where he has to kind of stick to his quote unquote values still, and he wants to be more helpful and part of the group a lot more than he originally thought he was going to be. So like struggling with his nature is a lot of fun. So I'm kind of curious to see some of the choices that he's going to make pretty soon.
Excellent.
That's awesome. All right, Stuart.
For me personally, I can't wait till we get out in the bigger world, and then the more kind of like mental part of the game starts happening, where we get into like dungeons and there's puzzles and, you know, there's alternative ways to do things in an area, right? Like right now, it's very role play heavy, but I really am looking forward to like when we get into like our first dungeon, how everything's gonna happen.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
one of us will just die because we've never thought of puzzles, stuff like that.
That I was gonna say mine last, but yeah, that's pretty close to where Aberdeen is as well.
And then for me, I'm just kind of curious to see if I can actually go with my original roadmap for my character. Just like to see if it actually gets to that point or if, something happens before then. So just to see what happens.
All right, Tristan.
I think something that I'm looking forward to, and I didn't want to spoil it up to this point, but getting to know the different deities, I think, and what they represent, because I've been trying to, or I guess I've heard Albert's meme of my character before he said it on this thing, and I feel like one of the things that could definitely help my character is religion. So I screw off. So what I was gonna say was, if I could go, and I think there's this. I think his name is like Kel. It's one of the gods of death.
Kalembor?
Yeah, there you go. I think that maybe something along the lines of like death is just will help settle that issue for her. But I'm gonna tussle with that a little bit more, and I'm gonna see how it actually plays out in the roleplay to see if that's actually okay and like if that settles right with her.
Ooh, that's such an interesting concept of like not wanting to kill and then like playing around with like what death is in the first place. That's pretty cool.
I really want to make a grave domain if Grimsby died.
Ooh, that makes me want to ask another question.
Go ahead, because I still have a couple more minutes.
So mine is pretty close to 𝚒𝚉. I think like I kind of have like personally a second thing, but like for the most part with Aberdeen, I just want to fucking get off of Windbreak, like, and go not to another city, but just to like the Badlands or Wastelands or whatever else there is, and just see the actual like world. No matter how like horrible it is, like Aberdeen just wants to fucking like I'll starve fucking to death in a desert. Like he just wants to go and like go to just dungeons and all of this shit and just like be out of there. I am also very interested to see that because I feel like that's going to flip everything that we've seen on our heads. But I think that where the weary travelers in world, right, like the prior group went with like Dunbar and Malik, especially those two, like given that one of them is like tied to my character, like seeing where that goes, because I don't feel like that's the end. Like that's really interesting to me as well.
Nice.
The other question that raised is, what would you want to play if your character died? But that's a long question. So Albert, if you wanted to, did you have a question that you wanted to ask or what? Albert is muted, so this is gonna. Eddie, what did you say? A production? Cut this out. Sorry, Eddie, go ahead.
I looked up and I just see a fat dude that just turned skinny, and I was super weird. Now there's a guy that's saying stop. Are you over here just telling us to cut Gerardo? Is that what's going on? You little piece of meat.
Production.
Damn.
Just called them a piece of meat.
Damn.
And so,
but right, let's we could save that question for another time. I think we've ran long enough. It is 11:18. I really got to pee. So let's who wants to sign us off? I feel like I did a lot of talking today. So in honor of me not being as narcissistic as you guys I think I am. Somebody else?
As you portray yourself.
We didn't get enough of Albert's voice last week, so Albert.
Okay, Albert,
want to send us off?
Fucking missed you, by the way.
Yeah, I missed you guys too.
Yeah, I just want to hear you talk.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh my god! No, I'm just remembering what Gerardo did last week. No.
I need you to keep it in your pants.
Wait.
No. Oh, listen. We don't talk about that, all right, Stuart? We don't talk about that.
Oh
Okay.
no.
We don't talk about that, all right? Albert, sign us off, bro. Like, let's go.
All right, everybody.
Oh, it was savage.
Remember, be kind. You never know who you're gonna meet along the way. Have a great rest of your night.
All right, bye, guys. We fucking love you.
Bye, shout out Gerardo. Stop
don't-
calling,
also-
production.
Don't forget to like the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you want to watch more shit from us. Go ahead and go to our Instagram, go to our Twitter, go to all that stuff and follow us, like us, sell things to us, buy things from us. We don't sell anything, but give
We
us
get
money
it.
anyway. Goodbye.